Taylor Watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Woo-hoo. Thursday. And let me tell you what, you better buckle up because this is about to be maybe a Hall of Fame long episode.
Yeah.
Like, we're not even trying to make it long. It's just there's a lot to discuss. We are doing our Red Deep Dive today.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of follow-up stuff that happened from that we talked about on Tuesday. And then, of course, at the very end, we will be doing our new episode of the Summer I Turned Pretty recap.
Yep.
Which neither of us have watched yet.
Nope.
So at this point in time, so by the end of the episode, we'll have watched it, obviously.
Yes.
And tune in for that. We also will be reading some people's favorite red moments from our Instagram story in lieu of voicemails.
Yep.
And that's that.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. So what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to pause, go ahead, grab yourself a glass, fill it up with some ice, and pour yourself a tall drink of Pink Whitney.
Yep.
Woo!
Nothing
Pink
can
Whitney.
accompany a Red Deep Dive, a Taylor Swift album deep dive better than a glass of Pink Whitney.
Our very favorite pink lemonade flavored vodka.
Yes.
Number one on the shelves, number one in our hearts.
Yes, the number one selling flavored vodka, pink lemonade. It's so delicious. You guys know it. We love it. 20-shot bucket, the big boys, the medium-sized handles, perfect for your at-home bar, going out to the bar, a drink by the beach.
Show up to your friend's house. Show up to your friend's house. Bring some Pink Whitney with you. Bring the shot bucket. Bring a big bottle. Do whatever you got to do.
Exactly.
Mix it with some fun mixers. Make yourself a funky take on an Arnold Palmer with a little pink lemonade. It's fantastic.
It's delicious, so take your shot with Pink Whitney.
Woo, love it. Okay, so a couple of things. Follow-ups from Tuesday. One, Carissa Thompson and Erin Andrews finally speak.
They finally address.
Yeah, finally address me with the elephant. So yes, they of course were in the Travis Kelce photo collage from vacation. They were all on vacation together.
Big Sky, Montana.
Yes, but funny, they didn't actually say. Like they were like, we were in Montana. Like they were kind of like when we were on vacation. So they talked about it very briefly, and they said essentially that they were never going to talk about it on the show if not for this photo going up, because they are very protective of their privacy as a couple and as people, that they're good friends with them, and that they had an unbelievable time as a group together, the three couples, and that Taylor is absolutely everything and more. They were like, she's a 20 out of 20. Like, you think it's going to be a good experience, and it was even better somehow, and that she's just wonderful, and that Travis is wonderful, and that they just had an unbelievable time, and they can't believe that they made like this photo roundup.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Which is so great. And they said that they're like secret, they're happy because then now they can like mention like, yeah, we were with her. But
for sure.
They said essentially like it was a dream come true.
Yeah, I think that would be the route I would take. Like if I got the chance to hang out with Taylor in like intimate setting like that, like I would wait until there's any semblance of like a reveal from her side,
of course,
to be like, yes, I was also there as well, and it was literally the best time of my life, and I was gonna die.
Absolutely.
I can't. I mean, I'm so jealous of them. Like I can't even
jealous.
put into words how jealous I am.
And for those who remember, or maybe you don't, they were the ones who had suggested way before we had like rumors of them dating or whatever. I think it might have been right around when Travis was like, I'm going to the concert, trying to give her my number, or trying to give her friendship bracelet my number, or whatever. Carissa and Erin were like, Taylor really should try to go out with Travis. Like, he's a really good guy. He's cool, whatever. And so they were very, very encouraging about the relationship since the beginning. They have known Travis for years because of football. And
they were like the OG Tavis stans.
They really were.
Yeah.
So I also didn't realize their podcast was named Calm Down. Is that like a Taylor Swift reference?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like Calm Down.
Yeah, like you need to.
I didn't even know. But so, but yeah, we love those ladies. We love our ladies in sports.
Yes.
And
love Erin. I mean, obviously, I love Carissa Thompson, but I followed Erin Andrews
like
for so long.
Yeah. But they just had nothing but nice things to say. Of course. And we knew that would happen.
Yeah.
So we're happy for them, and happy that they were able to speak their truth.
And you know what? Proud of them for keeping their lips sealed this long.
God,
Christ.
Right? If it were us, first of all, we would obviously be quiet about it. We would not say anything, but we would be making eyes. Like, you guys
my God.
We would be making like, and our close personal friend.
And like, and apparently she was in Big Sky, Montana.
Allegedly.
Apparently.
Also, non-related. I've got windburn on my face from the slopes. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, I fell on the ice skating rink last night.
Ooh, were you ice skating? Oh, I just picked it. I don't know.
Oh, you know me.
Stumbled upon an ice rink.
Yeah, just
Hung out with some
coincidentally.
people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, kudos to them for being very adult about it and very respectful about it.
Yes.
A lesson that we should all learn. Next, we've got Taylor's band out in the wild, out in Nashville. Paul hanging out, playing Love Story, I believe the song was. They're playing at a bar in Nashville, sounding fucking awesome.
No days off for them.
No days off. Everyone was in the replies like, they sound incredible. Like, it's hilarious because
I would love to see them play.
Me too.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, everybody covers Taylor Swift songs in bars, especially Nashville or whatever live. I feel like it's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
And relatively
Love Story, 22.
Good to play. Everyone knows all the words, whatever. But when you hear her band playing it, even if she's not singing it, you're still like, damn, that sounds good.
Yeah, you're like okay.
It's like second nature to them,
right?
You know, so that's exciting, I think. And yeah, people were freaking out, which is great. We also had a little teaser trailer preview, not really sure, for 1587 Prime.
Yes.
Opening late summer 2025. That's what the reports are saying.
Yeah, I can't get a legitimate date
there
of an
hasn't
opening.
been an actual date announced yet, but they're trying to open it in time for the football season, which, you know, you guys know that G and I are trying to get to a game this season. Specifically to a Kansas City game.
Yeah.
And we will make that happen at some point. What we really want to happen is to be able to go to the steakhouse. So we're really
especially
hoping
that video. I was like, oh my God, that looks fucking good.
Go find the video because they have they're testing out butters with steaks and there's all kinds of different shit. You know, it's a quick little thing, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And
we got to go there and pop off.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
And I want to eat the shit out of some steak there.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Those butters, one of them was, I forget what those butters were, but they were so
They're
good.
like a herb butter, like a I don't know.
maybe?
Yeah, like a bone marrow butter. Damn,
yes,
give me that.
Was it. Bone marrow butter. Oh my God, please get me over there. So that's exciting for them. And again, Travis just like completing every side quest on Earth.
Literally.
Also, keep your eyes peeled. I believe the Netflix account had posted, they definitely posted on Twitter X. I don't know if they post on Instagram too, but a behind the scenes of Travis and Bad Bunny and Adam Sandler and all them shooting the honey scene.
Yeah.
And, you know, you see the bear of Happy Gilmore too. And you see the bear and whatever, and Travis watching it back and him like them tying him to the post. And whatever. It's silly. It's like literally 30 seconds, but it's a very funny little BTS.
Yeah, it's a little behind the scenes. You can see like the red dots on the bear's face. Like it's cool. It's cool to see like, I always like to see a little behind the scenes of like movie making and stuff. So
same, so do I. And obviously Adam Sandler's in it too, being like, you know, watching it happen in real time, and he's like, good job and whatever. It's a great go check it out. Yeah. But yeah, Travis just keep staying employed.
Yeah, seriously, it's crazy.
Constantly staying employed. Non-Taylor related, we had all things come in threes. 1, 2, 3 announcements of couples. One of them being Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau spotted out on a date together.
I mean, listen, if you're gonna rebound with anyone, make it the Prime Minister of Canada. They're both quirky, kind of whack jobs.
They're weirdos.
I guess that makes sense.
Go be weirdos together.
Yeah.
Who cares? Maybe Katy Perry will stop, saying that she doesn't care if she falls and dies at her fucking concert. Maybe Justin Trudeau will give a little pep in her step.
Yeah, maybe she'll stop trying to steal things from elderly.
Yeah,
like now that Justin Trudeau's like, hey, like, don't do that.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't know his level of shady. Like maybe they can.
Right, he is kind of shady. I
think maybe they can pack up their circus and move up to Canada and start doing that shit up there. You know, a whole new thing. So who knows? Very weird. Another celebrity couple that I'm loving. Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson.
Love. I also didn't realize that he hadn't dated anyone since his wife who passed away.
No.
Which is so sad and so sweet.
I know. Liam Neeson, I've come to find, is like one of the best men in Hollywood / the world. Like apparently he's like a genuine guy.
Damn.
He's like 6'5".
He's a daddy.
Yeah, he's a major. But apparently who he is on screen, besides the whole like Taken aspects of it, that side of him is relatively true to his personality in terms of like the caring, him in like Love Actually is like close to him in real life. That's what people say. So Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson are in the new Naked Gun together, which a handful of us got to go see. Paramount put on a little screening for us at Barstool. So I'm not sure. I think it comes out this Friday, Naked Gun. And so it was unbelievable, fantastic movie.
It was really funny, right?
It was very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. We until people see it, I can't say much more about it. But it was, oh my God, I was cracking up. If you are a fan of like the original Naked Gun or like Airplane or like that kind of comedy, it's excellent. You just have to go see it. Put it on your list for sure. But Pam Anderson and Liam Neeson play opposite each other in the movie, and so I just love to see a budding romance.
Oh, love! I love when like. It reminds me of Meryl Streep and Martin Short. Like,
yep, totally.
You know, like an older couple, they meet on set, and it's like, ooh, are they together? Are they not together?
Someone said that Meryl and Martin like really paved the way for like,
for sure,
like older couples to come out, and just like be a couple.
Yeah, and I love
Which
it.
I
like,
love.
You can find love at any age.
Yeah, you can.
And I feel like Pam Anderson has, you watched her documentary too,
of course,
right?
Yeah. Well, Pam hasn't had a man since Tommy.
Yeah, and
as far as I know.
she was put through the ringer, like. With men and media wise, so I'm happy that she's like finally found like a space where she can feel confident in herself, and like Liam Neeson is a baddie, like, and Pam Anderson is the Pam Anderson.
She's the baddie, what I mean? And she's always been like, she was painted. I'll never, I think we've talked about this before, even on this show, but the way that Pam Anderson was treated in, when she was younger and when she was like, the hotness in the streets and Playboy and all that and whatever, it was disgusting. Yeah. And it's the same level as like when you look back about how people treated Britney Spears or even Taylor Swift, how people, but I'll be honest, I think they treated Pam worse. Like she was just absolutely destroyed all the time in the media, and it was awful. Yeah. And so she went to Canada for a while. She's Canadian. And so she like went to Canada for a while, and then kind of came back onto the scene, wanted to get into some more, serious / fun acting. She pretty much stopped wearing makeup. She's like, listen, I feel beautiful now, and I want to feel beautiful.
She is beautiful.
And she like looks, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
It's incredible.
It's nice to actually see like a woman of her age look her age.
She's
and like,
age appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she looks stunning. So very happy for them. Last on the list, Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise.
Wah, wah. Yeah, I don't
They're
really.
freaks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I don't really like either of them. I know Tom Cruise is kind of like Hollywood's sweetheart, and he's saving movie theaters by the minute.
I don't understand why we turn our heads the other way at Tom Cruise. Why?
I don't know.
Get it. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of him either. And Ana de Armas, like, I don't have anything against her. Ana de Armas, should I say? I don't have anything against her. She just makes movies that suck, and I don't think she's that good of an actress.
I think that it would be great on like soap opera. I also think like I don't actually dislike her acting. I think she's really good at like getting emotional, which I always kind of use as like a barometer for people's acting skills. She's very good at getting emotional on camera, but I don't know much about her dating history or
me
even
neither.
Her as a person.
I know she dated Ben Affleck.
Well, so I looked this up, and anyone who's willingly dating Tom Cruise, there's something wrong with you, obviously. But before that, she's dating Ben Affleck. Okay, weird, bad boy.
Who's
a freak.
And then
before that, she was dating like the like dictator in Cuba's son.
Oh.
She's Cuban. She like fled Cuba, and then she went back to like date his son or something. Fucking crazy. So she's like a psycho, I guess, which I didn't know because I just I like her in the Knives Out movie. She's the Blonde movie, the Marilyn Monroe movie was that to me. I don't think she did a bad job acting. I think that movie was one of the worst movies ever written. Like,
I could do a whole full episode.
Offensive. No, literally
on
same.
how offensive
and maybe we will one day.
Disgusting that movie is. It's the worst movie on planet.
I can't get into it because
it's the worst movie on planet Earth.
In that moment, I was like, "What the literal fuck? What kind of propaganda is this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I was going nuts over that. So, and she was a part of that, and she got crucified for it. And
I think it really hurt her career.
I think it definitely did. But again, like even at that time, I wasn't so much blaming her. I was blaming like the writers of that movie and the directors and everything for like putting her in that position because she did a good job acting.
You agree to do the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Totally true. Like at what point do you not stand up and be like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was going to be something it wasn't. Like, I have no idea.
My biggest gripe with that is it's based off a book that's not even based off a true story, off of Marilyn Monroe's life. So it's like you're trying to portray Marilyn Monroe in this way that's not even true.
100%.
You're like trying to make this biopic that's based off not a true story. Like, yeah, that's the biggest thing about it that I hated is that, you know, Marilyn Monroe, poor woman, was already put through enough. Like, you don't have to fucking do it again to her.
Completely.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. But anyway, so this couple rename the show.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how all three of those couples came out literally the same day.
No, and I love a new celebrity couple on my radar.
Me
but
too.
the only one I'm rooting for out of those is Pam and Liam.
Same. And they're doing press right now. So if you haven't seen them being cute doing press, then go look it up.
I love that.
Yes. And that's it. That's all that's really been going on since we last recorded. Shall we do it?
Let's jump into it.
Remembering
him comes in flashbacks and echoes. Tell myself it's time now. Gotta let go, 'cause moving on from him is impossible. And I still see it all in my head, burning red.
Oh, damn. It's me. You know, this is all right. Before we even start, I'm going to be bad at this one.
That's okay.
This is I
can hold this down.
This is unintentionally my least favorite album. I don't know why. I like to blame it on the fact that it came out while I was in college and I was listening to trap music at that time and I just wasn't here. I wasn't here for this one. So in retrospect, I listen to it sometimes and I feel like I missed the boat on it. Like it's a little too juvenile. It didn't match up as well with me or whatever. But it was still the hits from Red. I would say Red might have the best loud, fast hits,
for sure.
And I Knew You Were Trouble and those.
We Were Never Getting Back Together. Yeah,
those fucking rock, obviously. Yeah. So I know all those, but then the deep cuts, I need help. And on the opposite side, you love Red.
Love Red. I really do. It's probably my top 5 for sure. I mean, I'm kind of like the opposite. Like I love the deep cuts of this album. I don't really like the bigger hits. But yeah, Red. I mean, I was 13-ish when this album came out.
Which I feel like is a perfect time for this album.
Yeah. Perfect time. I mean, I related to this album so hard when I was 13, which says a lot. But I mean, I feel like the drama of this album perfectly coincides with being 13 and thinking that your life is over because your first boyfriend breaks up with you.
Yeah, without question.
So let's jump into it.
Let's get into it.
Red, the album by Taylor Swift, was released on October 22nd, 2012.
Ooh, what about you?
A crisp
22.
October night. Oh yeah, 22.
Yeah.
It was recorded from 2010 to 2012, and the genres include country pop, dance pop, EDM, folk pop, and pop rock.
Woo.
And it was kicked off with a live stream in August 2012 in which Swift announced the album, and she debuted We Are Never Getting Back Together, which became her first #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Woo.
Which is very exciting.
That song, We Are Never Getting Back Together, first listen, if you don't know Taylor Swift, you're not sure about what's going on, I feel like people could have received it in the same way that Me was received.
Yeah, for sure.
But they didn't. They got right on board. Everyone loved that fucking song.
I mean, it's so good, and we'll get into that song later on, but it's kind of the perfect tongue-in-cheek, if you assume that the song's about Jake Gyllenhaal, it's everything that he hates is this song, which I kind of love, the catchy pop of this song.
Yes, which is incredible.
She also said that she wrote over 30 songs for this album, which is crazy. And it was nominated for Album of the Year at the 2013 Country Music Awards and Album of the Year and Best Country Album at the 2014 Grammy Awards.
Damn.
Yep.
We love that. The general theme of it, that it's detailed a million times. Gia just listed all the types of music that are on it, but words I was seeing while looking through were vintage Americana.
Love that.
I feel like everybody was calling this album, and I was trying to think if I agreed with that, and I kind of did, but I didn't think about that at the time. Now in retrospect, I get that because it was her style. Kind of turned a lot into a lot of the high-waisted shorts. People were saying the 50s, 60s style dresses
for sure.
and stuff, and that was just kind of the era of it.
And I think the whole Kennedy aspect of it all too.
100%,
yeah.
Yes, these are the Connor Kennedy days as well. So
we'll get into that too.
We'll get into that as well.
So this is kind of this has to do with Red, the song as well, but also like Red as an album. But, you know, Red was this huge transformative period for Taylor because she's starting to go more from country to pop. It was like very much of a mix of both. And actually Red, the song, was a critical point in the album because Scott Borchetta, who was the president of Big Machine,
Boo.
boo, yeah.
Boo.
Except he
Well,
actually no, because you'll see. Scott,
yeah.
he overheard the production and he's actually suggested a more pop oriented sound for the song Red. So after a couple failed attempts at the desired outcome, Taylor asked Scott Borchetta to recruit Max Martin, a Swedish producer known for his chart-topping pop songs.
We love Max Martin.
And they worked together on 22, I Knew You Were Trouble, Red. So without that suggestion from Scott, listening to Red, it probably would not have the sound that it has today, which is pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And I think, again, we've said before on the show that between the Scott and the Scooter of it all, Scooter is like, we're mad at you, and Scott was like, we're
disappointed.
Not mad, we're disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like that was obviously a value add to the situation. Like, of course, you know? So...
hold on, let me just read this.
I also had with the people, obviously Max Martin, for those who are, you know, not jumping ahead in Red, but Max Martin also worked on 1989.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So just to give a preview of what's to come.
Yes.
But at the time when these songs came out, the topic of discussion was when this album came out, the topic of discussion, and we're going to talk about it multiple times throughout this entire thing, is the fact that this album wasn't country. Like, it couldn't be like, oh, that's a country album.
Yeah.
But she had done only country up until this point. So that's why they call it this transitional era from country to pop, whatever. Like, it was her almost like she was dipping her toes in the pop pool.
Yep.
And it was clearly well received.
Yes. So after Speak Now, she continued working with Nathan Chapman, who was a producer on Red. He was a producer on Speak Now. And after October 2011, she had written around 25 songs. And although the executives at Big Machine felt that the materials were sufficient and congratulated her on finishing her work within a year, she felt that her creativity was diminished because she had been repeating the same songwriting process. So she sought to collaborate with other producers to venture outside of her comfort zone of writing songs alone. So while Swift viewed the solo written Speak Now as her statement as a songwriter, Red was kind of envisioned as a statement of her thirst for learning.
Which, wow, love that.
I love that. Yeah.
And also look, I work well with others.
Yes.
You know?
So true.
Which is amazing. You have all these people on here. There's like 1 million people that you work with. The thing that I had.
Yes, so many people.
Yeah. Do you want me to list them?
Yeah, sure.
It says, produced majority of Red with her longtime collaborator Nathan Chapman, and the rest with Dan Huff, Max Martin, Shellback, Jeff Basker, Dan Wilson, Jackknife Lee, and Butch Walker.
Yep.
All people, the only person I recognize on here is Max Martin, and Shellback I've like seen before too. But all these people were helping out and working on it and collaborating, and to have that many cooks in the kitchen and for it to be as good as it is, I feel like is a feat of its own.
Totally.
You know, like what a great group to collaborate with.
So on October 26, 2012, so like a week after, she announced the first 58 dates for the North American leg of the tour for Red. That went throughout the spring and summer of 2013 and concluded in Nashville. And then after that, she continued on the like Australia, Asia, United Kingdom leg. In the United States, Red debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 1.208 million copies, surpassing Garth Brooks' Double Live that came out in 1998 as the fastest selling country album. Red spent 7 non-consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200. It made Swift the first female artist and the second after the Beatles to have 3 consecutive studio albums spend 6 or more weeks atop the charts.
Holy shit.
And less than a month after its release, Red sold 2.8 million copies worldwide. And by the end of 2012, Red finished as the global second best-selling album with 5.2 million copies. And by August 2014, it had sold over 8 million copies.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Can I say, Gia, that I think that there is one milestone that outdoes all of those.
Ooh.
And that is Red album exclusive And it's, of course, that Taylor Swift got bangs.
This is
the beginning of her bang era, and I have a little bit more in depth about that, because I think people, you think of Taylor Swift now, you're like, oh, she always had bangs. No, she didn't.
No, she did not.
Not through Speak Now, she did not. So at a Vogue photo shoot that she did on the eve of her 22nd birthday.
Wow.
Which is, I didn't know. So December 12th.
Yeah.
2011, which I didn't know. She was doing a cover shoot for Vogue. The cover is the February 2012 cover, if anybody wants to go see it. And it was she got to pose with her instruments, and she got to pose with other people that she was working with, and it was like, honestly, this like kind of bohemian, rustic looking, very Red.
Yeah.
The more like indie grungy side of Red,
for sure.
I feel like there is that like high waisted black hat, whatever part of Red, obviously, that we've all come to know. But I do think that at its core, Red has that like indie folk, like kind of underlay.
For sure.
You know? But she said they were asking her about it. In the Vogue interview, when they cut her hair, she said she essentially showed up at the place, showed up at the photo shoot. They were wanting to do her hair, and this woman, Gemma Meridian, was the hairstylist who cut her bangs. Suggested
put her name on a plaque. Yeah.
Suggested that she would cut her bangs, and Taylor said, "Yeah, of course, this is Vogue. Why not?" So she said about the bangs, she goes, "It's so exciting." This is Taylor. "It's so exciting to get to make a departure from what people usually see me looking like, but still be recognizable. And it's a great balance of the two." So it kind of, I was laughing because I know that like we've both had bangs before, and I make jokes all the time. I'm like, oh, people won't recognize me. My bangs are up. Or like, they don't know who I am. I've got bangs now.
Right.
Like, it does feel like you have a different, like you
for sure.
You look different.
For sure.
Like, you do look the same, but it's a different vibe. And so I think what a crazy thing. So Jenna Meridian, and then the photographer at the time was Mario Testino, who was a world-renowned photographer. He has since been canceled. But him and I can't think of the other guy who he worked with all the time, but they were like, bad with models or whatever. And so they're canceled. But I think that it's such a small thing and a snap decision the day before your 22nd birthday. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's your whole fucking thing.
It's your literally your thing for the rest of your life.
It's nuts to think about. And I just think that is so cool, so exciting. The photo shoot is beautiful.
Yeah.
Go see like I said, February 2012 Vogue is where the photo shoot is. She's on the cover. And on YouTube and stuff, they've got the behind the scenes, the interview that I just read the quote from is on there, and she looks so young. Like she looks exactly the same, but somehow so young.
Yeah.
And
I always think about that
funny
picture that Ed posted on his Instagram of them, that selfie.
Yes.
And she just looks so little and
it's
so cute.
That. Like, I think it's right around that same, obviously around that same time, because he was on the tour, which we'll get into later. But I just think that the style change for me, obviously, along with the music style change, her making that choice to also change her look up a little bit, and then eventually like start wearing different things, and this really was kind of the start of a true new era,
for sure.
Because I feel like
Fearless and Speak Now and Debut they're
all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like looks wise, and
sound wise. Yeah,
they could all, they're all sisters, whatever.
Yeah,
but Red really was like the start of something new,
for sure.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it is crazy how shout out Gemma. She literally deserves a plaque.
She really does.
I gave Taylor Swift her bangs.
She really does. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And she was just like the Vogue hairdresser on
set.
Like, she was just there. I was like, what if we cut your bangs? And she was like, do it. Like, that's literally how it
That's
went
also
down.
Awesome of her to just be like, honestly, it's Vogue. You got to do whatever.
You do whatever at Vogue. And that's basically what she said. But it's also, it's like, if you hate them, they grow back.
Right.
But we certainly didn't hate them. And
never hated them, right?
Never.
All right, well, love that. So jumping into the track list of Red, the first song, track 1, is State of Grace, produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift, and it was released as the 4th and final promotional single. And throughout the song, she just talks about kind of the possibility of love and how it has so many different avenues that you can go down. And she said on ABC Good Morning America, I wrote this song about when you first fall in love with someone, the possibilities, kind of thinking about the different ways that it could go. It's a really big sound. To me, this sounds like the feeling of falling in love in an epic way.
Cute.
Very
that makes
cute.
me like it more, because I haven't thought much about State of Grace. I only know the one part, like, this is the state of grace.
This is the worthwhile fight.
Yeah, that's literally the only part off the top of my head I could sing out loud. But
such a good song.
once it starts going, you can sing along with it. But it is, people go nuts for State of Grace.
Yeah.
It's a major fan favorite.
It's probably one of my favorite track ones.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all I really have. Nothing really too much about it.
Yeah. I don't think it's very, besides it being a fan favorite, I've never really heard any drama, stories, anything. It's just like a sweet song about
just a
falling
very,
in love.
very good
that.
song.
Love.
And then we jump into the title track, Red.
Woo!
Produced by Nathan Chapman, Taylor Swift, and Dan Huff. It was originally released as a promotional single, but was re-released as the album's 5th official single a year later. And on ABC's Good Morning America, she said, I wrote this song about the fact that some things are just hard to forget because the emotions involved with them were so intense. And to me, intense emotion is red. Thinking about what that means to me and all the different emotions that are written about on this album. They're all pretty much about the tumultuous, crazy, insane, intense, semi-toxic relationships that I've experienced in the last 2 years. All these emotions spanning from intense love, intense frustration.
Shade.
Yeah.
Semi-toxic relationship.
Semi-toxic.
Love that.
All these emotions spanning from intense love, intense frustration, jealousy, confusion. In my mind, all those emotions are red. There's nothing in between. There's nothing beige about any of those feelings.
I love the way that's written.
Yeah.
There's nothing beige about any of those feelings. I really do love the imagery of red being intense emotion.
Yeah.
I think that is something that everyone can relate to. I mean, it's literally a common turn of phrase, like I'm seeing red, or I saw red.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
It's like you black out in anger, essentially, is usually what it's associated with. So kind of lumping it in with emotions all around, it, kind of maybe takes away a little bit from it being like just an angry emotion. Because the first time I ever heard like loving him was red, I was like, oh yeah, it's like a fucking
wait,
word.
it is.
Oh my God, that so is, by the way. It so is. But I've never looked at it like that. So it was certainly an eye opener. But I love that. Like, losing him is blue like I've never known, missing you is dark gray all along.
Forgetting him is like trying to know somebody you never met.
Okay, no
I
color
love
in
that
there.
line too, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And then, but loving him is red. And then, of course, Conrad Fisher.
Yeah.
It'll
It'll always remind me of Conrad.
Me too.
A couple other quotes about the song on VH1 Storyteller. She said, this relationship that I had was like the worst thing ever and the best thing ever at the same time. I was writing this song and I was thinking about correlating the colors to the different feelings I went through. You have the great part of red, like the red emotions that are daring and bold and passion and love and affection. And then you have the other side of the spectrum, jealousy and anger and frustration, and you didn't call me back and I need space. And then in a Billboard interview, she said, I think the reason I said that was because I made the record exactly the same way I made the last 3. I knew I hadn't jumped out of my comfort zone, which was at the time was writing alone and working with Nathan. Red the song was a real turning point for Red the album. When I wrote that song, my mind started wandering to all the places we could go. If I were to think outside the box enough, go in with different people I could learn from and have what they do rub off on me as well as what I do rub off on them. So she's just talking about like how Red kind of was the inspiration for her to work with other collaborators and step out of her comfort zone. It was written on a red-eye flight to Taylor's hometown of Nashville on September 7th, 2011. Oh. And the hidden message, I forgot to say the hidden message for State of Grace, which is State of Grace is I love you doesn't count after goodbye. Which is interesting. And the hidden message for Red is SAG, just SAG.
Oh,
so it's generally
awards?
Believed that the song could be about actor Jake Gyllenhaal, since the hidden message of the song SAG could be interpreted as Swift and Gyllenhaal, SAG, or Sagittarius, which is the zodiac sign of the two, or SAG Awards, which Gyllenhaal is a part of. SAG is a member of SAG.
Right. Interesting. SAG, Swift, and Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That sounds. That when you first said it, it sounded stupid. Now I'm thinking more about it. Like, that might really be it.
But Sagittarius makes more sense.
Also a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Sagittarius is a fire sign. Fire burns red.
Yeah.
So,
two fire signs, 4 blue eyes.
4 blue eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
twin
how it goes.
fire signs, should I
Twin
say?
fire signs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is Red. Jumping into Treacherous, One of my
This
favorite
love
songs.
is
Treacherous, and I like it.
One of my least faves.
I know. Didn't you say this was the one you would
It's one of
take
the-
off?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. This is one of the ones that to me, if I'm not in the right mood, it sounds whiny. And again, any song of hers that I'm like, man, I don't really like it. It literally all depends on my mood. Like if
Yeah.
it comes on and I'm in the middle of something, I'm in a good mood. I'm like, fuck yeah, this banger. Like it's not really a song I don't like, but
I
Treacherous
totally-
is there with the like whiny.
Yeah, I feel
Mm-hmm.
that. So this was produced by Dan Wilson.
Oh.
And Taylor told Taste of Country. It's so funny because back in the day when she was doing press for all this, like she was doing press for everybody.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Taste of Country, VH1, like she was everywhere.
She was everywhere. Well,
Yeah.
that was what was so interesting about that time. I mean, or in earlier years of Taylor, is that she did press the same way anybody does press now, where they're everywhere. You're on every show. You're on every like if old Taylor were in present day, she'd be on every fucking podcast.
Yeah.
She'd be, you know what I mean? Like it was very much that that kind of vibe. And I meant to say when you were reading quotes a second ago about Red, I love how she still sounds the same in her quotes. Like she's so consistent with her like feel and need to want to learn more and be better and grow. And I feel like even when she's 22 years old and that's how she's talking in these interviews, it's very impressive.
Yeah,
And
the way
she's
that
just-
she explains
Yeah.
the emotions behind it.
she's just always been so smart.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
She just is like, I wonder how old, you know, I wonder
feel
who
like
she
you
was
have
in
to
a
be-
previous life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wonder how old she is in her brain. Like, you know, just it
you have to
feels
be
like
smart to be
she-
that good of a songwriter.
Of course,
Yeah.
but I feel like she's just always been so wise beyond her years, you know, like that sounds
Totally.
like a quote literally from yesterday if she were to say it. And she was, you know, this is 10 plus years
Yeah.
ago. She's saying the same thing. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. So for Treacherous, Taylor told Taste of Country. I wrote Treacherous with Dan Wilson, and we came up with a way to say, you know, this is dangerous, and I realize that I might get hurt if I go through this, if I move forward with you, but I want to. You know, it's like that kind of conflicted feeling of it being a risk every time you fall in love, especially with certain types of people. That was a song that I'm really proud of because it's got this bridge that sounds like a second chorus. It's got all these big vocals, and it's kind of the intensity of that moment when you're deciding to let yourself fall in love with someone. Love that.
Love. I always like these songs so much more when I like hear
Totally.
hear this shit behind it. It's like, of course, if I go and you look at all the lyrics and whatever, they're all good, like we were saying. But
Hearing her
hearing more
explanations,
is just it really brings it home.
So Taylor confirmed to USA Today that Treacherous and I Knew You Were Trouble are about the same person. So people are yes. So that's speculated to be about Harry Styles.
Yes, heavy
Heavy.
Harry rumors
So
at that time.
yeah, we'll get into the I Knew You Were Trouble part too. But so for Treacherous, the hidden message was won't stop till it's over.
Ooh.
And that is from the track Sweet Disposition.
Mm.
And that song also contains the lyrics, won't stop till we surrender. Harry Styles has a tattoo on his arm that he got in 2012 that says, won't stop till we surrender.
No. Okay, so whoa,
Yeah, legit.
second plane is at the top.
Yeah, legit.
You know what I mean? Like, goddamn.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So yeah, okay. I think we can all but confirm, you know, that it's Harry Styles. But I also will say, of the time in the moment when the rumors were swirling about it being about Harry and whatever, like everyone knew it was about Harry.
Oh,
Like, it
totally.
was-
I mean, the
they're-
music video.
Yeah, the music.
like,
the music video.
it's
alone-
basically
I have,
him.
I have stuff about the music video written.
The
or
the
what I
love
wrote
interest
down.
is wearing like skinny jeans and like a white button
The love
down.
interest might as well be Harry
Yeah.
Styles. Like, he's a Harry Styles clone. But
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up that when that video came out, it was such a departure from any other video that Taylor. Wait, sorry, are we jumping ahead too far?
No.
Is I Knew You Were Trouble next?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. When that video came out, it was such a departure from all the other videos Taylor had ever put out. Before that, it was always kind of like, you know, silly, poppy, whatever. Like, I would say like Story of Us music video was kind of funky and fun or whatever. But I Knew You Were Trouble started out, and it's like, you know, Taylor, she's like in this house. It's dirty. It's grungy,
it looks
it's
like she's
dark.
like in Coachella, like at a music
she's-
festival that gone wrong.
She's in the desert.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like, it looks
with
like
this like intense.
it looks like a drug den, if I'm being honest.
yeah.
Like, the whole thing looks like crazy, and like it's this wasteland that she's stuck in, and it's, you know, it's you want her to leave. Like, you see that opening and you see what's going on, and you're like, get out of there. Like, this isn't for you or whatever. And she's essentially just like wandering around the desert, just being like, I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Yeah, and that like intense narration in the beginning
Yeah.
too, like it's very different from anything she's ever done.
Completely.
Yeah.
It was it was crazy at the time. I remember I watched that video. It's not one of my favorites. You know, blank space is a hard one to pass, but I remember watching it a shit ton at the time and just thinking, okay, yes, this is a totally different side.
Yeah.
We are transforming at this time. And it's very cool to see. And like you said, the guy starring opposite her was essentially a Harry Styles clone.
Yeah.
He's wearing the same outfits.
He wore like a black like rim like a black, you know, like a cowboy hat, almost the one that Harry wore.
It's the same hat that she now wears, like the one, not exactly the one that she gives.
Yeah,
to
not
the
like
kids,
fedora-esque, but it's more like
the flat brim.
Yeah,
but it was like that was trendy at the time. Those hats. And
Harry wore them every single fucking day. Yeah,
he wore that hat, and so the guy was wearing that hat, and I believe by the end she steals the hat, and that's the whole thing. Is now that hat
now it's my
became her thing. yeah, for that moment.
Right. So I Knew You Were Trouble was produced by Shellback and Max Martin.
Cool.
On October 8th, 2012, she previewed the song on an episode of Good Morning America, and she said, "This song is about being frustrated with yourself because here you are, brokenhearted, and you knew when you saw that person, you saw all the red flags, and you went for it anyways, so shame on me."
Woo! And I loved that energy, and that's another really good thing that Taylor does occasionally is like, I'm jumbling. I'll never understand when people like be like, oh, Taylor Swift's crazy. They don't really do it as much anymore, but Taylor Swift's crazy. She's boy crazy. This, that, whatever. You know, girls look at her and they take lessons from her and they think it's okay to act a certain way and whatever. It's like those are obviously not locals. They don't know what the fuck is going on, because in reality, Taylor is really self-aware in her music.
Yeah.
And I Knew You Were Trouble was one of those songs where it's like, yeah, I know this is a bad idea, but damn, I just want to hook up with you. I want to be involved in this.
Yeah.
And let's just do it. And especially, 22-year-old girls, that's relatable as
100%. Yeah.
And she just is consistently relatable. And actually going back to one of those quotes that you read about her, talking about like why didn't you call me back or blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. Taylor, especially at that time, was so exactly just like the rest of us girls that like we would hear her do those interviews and say that stuff it felt okay to have had those emotions and feelings.
For sure.
Even Taylor Swift was feeling that. And I feel like that reigns true today as well. Yeah. But especially, when you're that age, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's okay that I like got mad that he never called me back. Or got upset that he never called me back. That doesn't make me crazy. It just makes me like, and I like him. You know what I mean? So that was nice.
I completely agree with all those points. Mm-hmm. And so with its sound being between electro pop and dubstep, this song marks the significant period in which Swift began to move further away from her country roots and into more pop influences. Mm-hmm. And Time actually congratulated Taylor on being the first major artist to fuse country and dubstep.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's super
I didn't know
cool.
that before we started doing
Me neither.
This. That was such what an interesting fact, because I feel like dubstep, especially at that time, like I said, I was in college, rat-a-tat remix everywhere. Yeah. It was all anybody wanted to hear was wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it was just everywhere. And a lot of those songs did have that,
I mean, I'll never forget hearing that, like, whoa, boom, whoa, and being like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah.
It's so cool. It's such a different song. And the screaming, the singing loud. Like,
such a risk to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And at the Eras Tour. Oh.
So good.
God.
It was originally released on October 9, 2012 as the third promotional single from Red, and later as the official single on November 27th, 2012. It was an international commercial success, charting as a top 10 hit in more than a dozen countries. Debuted at number 3 in the US. And later it peaked at number 2, becoming one of her many top 2 hits, including You Belong With Me and Today Was a Fairy Tale. Mm-hmm. And as of 2019, the song has sold 5.42 million copies in the United States.
Whoa.
So I Knew You Were Trouble was a big transitional point for her. Mm-hmm. She was talking about it, talking about 1989 being a pop album with Billboard, and she said, "This was just me following where I've been headed for years. I Knew You Were Trouble was a big signal flare. When I did something like that, that I thought people were going to be freaked out over, and it ended up spending 7 weeks at #1 on the pop charts, it felt like I had tried on something new that fit really well. So for this album, I decided, hey, that thing I tried last time, I'm going to make my whole wardrobe into that.
I love that.
Love that.
I love it. Something else to note about, and it just made me think of it because of Air's tour. Something to note is that the Red Tour, I forget if we said it at the beginning, the Red Tour was the first tour that she did stadiums. So imagine songs like I Knew You Were Trouble for the first time
in a
to all the
stadium.
Swifties in a stadium.
Sick.
Is just, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know? I love that. And also, wait, I had one other. Oh yeah, no, that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
And then she also told MTV, she said, it's about like knowing the second you see someone like, oh, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be dangerous, but look at me going in there anyway. I think that for me, it was the first time I ever kind of noticed that in myself, like when you are curious about something, you know might be bad for you, but you know that you're going to go for it anyways, because if you don't, you'll have greater regrets about not seeing where that would go.
Love it.
The hidden message.
Excellent advice.
Yeah, might as well. You know,
right?
jump in head first, and if it goes wrong, at least you could say you tried.
It's good advice, especially for people who are like afraid to do things, afraid to take risks, afraid to live. Like,
Yeah.
I have moments like that.
For sure.
It's like, that would be a gread opportunity if I just fucking did it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it, or I'm gonna make excuses or whatever. But it's like sometimes you jump in feet first or head first, whatever it is, and head first fearless.
Exactly. The hidden message for this track is "When You Saw Me Dancing," which leads to speculation that the song is about Harry Styles.
Of course.
Because people believe that they first met backstage at the 2012 Kids' Choice Awards. And her and Selena Gomez were dancing to "What Makes You Beautiful."
Ooh.
And
when you saw me dance.
yeah, when you saw me dancing, which is cute. And she confirmed that Treacherous and I Knew You Were Trouble were about the same person, so possibly about Harry, good old Harry.
Makes a lot of sense. I actually thought the hat that you're wearing right now is Gracie Abrams, yes, which we didn't get to ask you about the concert. We will shortly, but it reminds me of the Harry's House hat. I have a Harry's House
it does.
hat. It's like the same color font, but it's like his little house.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry is a very prominent character in Red in 1989.
Yes, he is.
Which, I don't mind because I love him so much.
Same. And I would say about Harry, like, obviously there's more to the songs and whatever than the guys you want to pair him with, blah, 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 disclaimer. But I feel like Harry was one of those muses for Taylor that it was a positive experience. Like, yes, maybe they had their ups and downs, maybe they had tumultuous moments, but they were young and they thought they were in love, and it's fast paced. They're two famous pop stars at the height of their career and whatever, and they can still chat it up at award shows and hug each other and be happy for each other when each other wins. And you just think about that Grammys when Folklore won and Harry excited for her and all that kind of shit. So
I think
it's just nice.
I think I'll always be a Haler. Like
Just
like a little piece of me will always
one
like,
day.
oh, but they're so cute.
Maybe one day when they're old and alone and their significant others have passed.
Right.
And it's just the two of them.
It's just meant to be. I would love that.
Same.
Okay, jumping into the next track, which is the OG All Too Well, produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift. Swift told Pop Dust that she began writing the song in a sound check for her 2011 tour in support of Speak Now.
Ooh.
And co-writer Liz Rose explained that the song
Liz Rose, hey
Liz,
girl.
our goat.
Hey girl.
Explained that the song was initially 10 to 15 minutes long before she helped Swift pare it down. And Swift shared some of the original lyrics in a deluxe edition of her 2019 album Lover. She told Pop Dust the lyric.
Wait, she did?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that ever. Was I not ever listening to Deluxe Lover?
I guess no. So
I
no,
don't know.
she had like pictures of her like journal in
Got
the
it.
Deluxe Lover like book pamphlet.
Oh,
like,
got it. I'll have to go look. I don't even know. I don't know if I have the Lover like album at home.
That's like where a lot of like tidbits about vault tracks and stuff came from. Was the journal? Yeah,
for sure.
Yes. So Swift told Pop Dust the lyric I'm most proud of on this album is from All Too Well, and it is you call me up again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest.
Of course,
that was something I came up with.
Girl.
Seriously, casually cruel in the name of being honest is like
genius.
Like Edgar Allan Poe.
Literally genius.
Yeah.
I have chills even just thinking about it. I wouldn't even say it out loud, but I do also like. obviously casually cruel in the name of being honest, but call me up again to break me like a promise is also, it's just the imagery there.
Yeah.
And it's really just paints this person, whoever it is to you or her or whatever, in this light of like, you know, here you are, you're calling me up again just to break me like a promise, casually cruel in the name of being honest.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn.
So good. She said, that was something I came up with while ranting during a sound check. I was just playing these chords over and over on stage, and my band joined in, and I went on a rant. Those were some of the lines I thought of. I was going through a really hard time then, and my band joined in playing, and one of the first things that I came up with just like spat out, and that was, and you call me up again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest.
Obsessed
Which
with
is
that.
just crazy that she just spat that out.
I know. So that comes from the depths of your soul.
Yeah, damn.
You know what I mean, like you've got that in there.
Yeah, you don't come up with a lyric like that unless you feel that shit
been
hard.
Through it.
Yeah.
She's got that dog in her.
Liz Rose told Rolling Stone, when we wrote the song, I hadn't heard from her in a while. She hadn't really been writing. I was in Nashville one day, slowly moving the last bits of junk out of my garage so I could move to Dallas. And I was in my driveway and my phone rings. And it's Taylor saying, man, I've got this thing and I really need your help. I really need you to help me with it. Can you write today? What are you doing later? I drove over to Taylor's. It was the first song she wrote for that record, I think. She had a story and she wanted to say something specific. She had a lot of information and I just let her go. She already had a melody and she started singing some words, and I started writing things down saying, okay, let's use this, let's use that. She mentioned a plaid shirt and I wrote that down in a corner. And when we got to the end, I said, let's put the plaid shirt in there. That turned into one of the best lines. It was the most emotional, in-depth song we've ever written. And it's actually the last song that Taylor ever wrote with Liz Rose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz Rose.
Yep.
Oh, but what an opus to leave on, you know?
Yeah.
Do
Seriously.
you ever figure out, like, what happened with Liz Rose? Like, why
I don't know.
they...
Maybe she just like didn't need as much lyric help.
Maybe true. Maybe. Yeah. But I bet they're still close and
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure.
That's
I mean, I feel like we would know if they had like a falling out or something. Yeah, it seemed like, especially in this quote, she just like, I hadn't heard from her in a while, so like maybe they just like had that type of relationship where there's no strings attached. Yeah,
I love that. And I mean, Liz Rose, what an unbelievable
goat.
The goat for real.
Yeah,
unbelievable help. Writing one of the best songs of all time. And I love that Liz Rose has known since 2011, 2012, the entire 10-minute
right. Isn't that crazy?
You know? It's like, it's and good on her for never like jumping into one of those Tumblr chats and being like, here it is.
You guys have no idea the bad boy piece of information I'm sitting on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So the hidden message is maple latte.
Oh.
And many believe Swift took inspiration from her relationship with actor Jake Gyllenhaal. The secret message, maple latte, is the hidden line, and they apparently shared maple lattes together in November 2010. Those iconic paparazzi pictures of them two together holding the coffees. Apparently, they ordered maple lattes.
Maple latte was the hotness at that time too.
Yeah.
It was like it was like before pumpkin.
Well,
spice,
yeah, I mean,
you know
November 2010, like. Yeah. It's Thanksgiving time.
Totally. It was pre pumpkin spice lattes, if I can remember correctly, because that boom was a whole other thing. But yeah, maple lattes. You couldn't go to a coffee shop without seeing like, try our maple latte. And so that being like what Taylor Swift, Howard J. Gyllenhaal is the funniest shit.
So funny.
She's a girl just like us.
Okay, jumping into the next track, a banger we all know and love, 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Everything
will be alright if you keep me next to you. You don't know about me, but I bet you want to.
Everything
will be alright if we just keep dancing like we're 22.
Oh my God,
man.
It's just what a song.
To be 21 turning 22 and being able to listen to that song on your birthday.
Shit.
Fuck.
It was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best. And I think like I know that we've joked about 22 being like the song during Era's tour that you go to the bathroom during and whatever, and I'll have to tell my story again that I went in with that plan because I was like, I love that song, but you know, I'm not 22 anymore, so I can't jump around with the kids. Like, I'll pee during that time. The first time I went to see it, I was glued to my fucking seat. I could not leave. Like the atmosphere of 22 was too good.
Yeah.
And of course, the hat. You know, it became this iconic thing over time, and it's just it's 22 has brought so much more, I think, than anyone could have ever anticipated, you know?
Yeah, it's my peace song. Woo!
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's your peace song.
Yeah.
But and that makes sense for it to be, but I just, oh my God, I was so overcome.
But even like when I would go pee, like I was still dancing
Still
and singing
and dancing.
and
Yeah. You can hear it all the way in the back. Yeah.
So it was produced by Shellback and Max Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor told Ryan Seacrest, I wrote that about my friends. Like, finally, I've got this amazing group of girlfriends and we tell each other everything. We're together all the time. Cute. And I think that was kind of the marker of me being 22. Like having all these friends and all these question marks in your life. But the one thing that you have is that you have each other. Ooh. So sweet. She told Billboard, for me, being 22 has been my favorite year of my life. I like all the possibilities of how you're still learning, but you know enough. You still know nothing, but you know that you know nothing.
Yeah.
You're old enough to start planning your life, but you're young enough to know that there's so many unanswered questions. That brings about a carefree feeling that is sort of based on indecision and fear, and at the same time letting loose. Being 22 has taught me so much.
Obsessed
so
with
true.
that.
If I
So
could describe
true.
22 in one or in a couple lines, that's exactly how I would describe it. Being so excited for life, but also being so scared.
So scared and just feeling like, just exactly like she says. Like, I know everything and I know nothing at the same time. Like, it's just, everything up until that point feels like, oh, none of that mattered.
Yeah,
you know? And
seriously.
nothing to me feels more that way than when I'm getting older. And I think back about the time, like, oh my God, like who gives a fuck about anything that happened before I was 22? I mean, and 30 to be honest. But I 22 is such a good, because most people are graduating college at that time or getting jobs and
first
moving
year
out of their
out,
parents' house or whatever it is that you're doing. There's always some kind of big life change within those like 20 to 25, those years. And everyone can relate to that.
Yeah,
it's just
I love
so relatable.
That the carefree feeling that is based on indecision and fear, and at the same time letting loose.
Obsessed.
So I love that.
Obsessed.
The hidden message in the booklet was Ashley, Diana, Claire, Selena.
Oh, besties.
Which is Ashley Avignon, Diana Agron, Claire Kisslinger, and Selena Gomez.
Wow.
So,
damn, Ashley Avignon.
2 of the 4.
She's been around.
Yeah, she's been around.
Yeah.
2 of the 4 still standing strong.
Still standing strong.
I don't know about Claire.
I don't know who Claire is.
I
don't know if Taylor is or is not friends with Diana. I
don't think they are.
You know, Diana is one of
Maybe
those
they
ones,
just fell out.
That's what I mean. It seems like they might have fallen out friendship wise, but that also was like an awkward. You know, their friendship was ruined by media being like they're in a relationship.
Yes,
like there's that level of drama that comes with Diana. So I would venture a guess that they are I'm sure that nothing happened, but it's probably one of those friendships that it's like
fizzled out.
For both of our sake, keep it on a wrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no need to call the town crier when we're having dinner, catching up after a couple of years.
Right.
You know?
So with those 4 being named in the hidden message, Taylor actually tweeted a photo of them dressed up as hipsters during the music video, and they also appear in the music video for the song.
Cute.
So very cute. 22.
Dress up like
great song.
Hipsters.
Make fun of our exes. Love.
Yes.
Jumping into a complete 180, I Almost Do.
Ooh.
Very good song, sad song. She said, I Almost Do is a song I wrote about the conflict that you feel when you want to take someone back and you want to give it another try, but you know you can't. And you can't because you know it's hurt you so deeply that you know that you couldn't bear to go through that again. So you're sitting there and wondering where they are and hope that they think about you and that you're almost picking up the phone, but you just can't. I think I needed to write this song in order to not call that person, actually.
Totally.
I think that writing the song was what I did instead of picking up the phone.
I totally get that. I Almost Do is, again, it's one of those ones where I need to jog my memory if I need to hear it, but it's that messaging behind it, I think, is something, again, very relatable, but also like something that you want to get over, something that you actively are like, I don't want to have to feel like I want to call this person or text this person or whatever. And it's like you still are in that space where you like you're making excuses for it and doing these things, and to stop yourself shows maturity.
Yeah.
You know?
I confess, baby, in my dreams I'm touching your face and asking if you like to. I don't know the words. and I almost do. And I just want to tell you. So good.
Amazing.
She said this relationship left her so emotional that she suffered 6 months of writing block prior to being able to begin writing Reg.
Is this Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't think so.
6 months of writer's block.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She
Sorry, I keep
mentioned
looking at my hair, myself, and my bangs are too long, y'all. And I'm like in like a obsessive compulsive can't stop touching my bangs. Sorry.
She said that to USA Today, and she also said there's a kind of bad that gets so overpowering you can't even write about it. When you feel pain that is so far past dysfunctional that leaves you with so many emotions that you can't filter them down to simple emotions to write out. That's when you know you really need to get out. Damn. So she was really going through it.
Fuck.
And the hidden message is wrote this instead of calling.
Wow. And you know, another example of Taylor using music to process emotion.
Yeah.
I think that's so beautiful and such a thing that is unique to artists, and you know, we reap the benefits.
Totally.
You know? And how thankful can we be for her to be able to express herself for our benefit.
Yeah. Jumping into the next track, we are never ever getting back together. We are never ever ever getting back together.
You go talk to
your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we
are never
ever ever getting back together.
So
Produced
good.
by Shellback and Max Martin, the song was released as the lead single for Taylor Swift's 4th studio album, Red, and it received a Grammy nomination for Record of the Year and was Swift's first #1 on Billboard's Hot 100.
Wow.
She described the process of writing this song as one of the most humorous experiences she's had while recording. She explained some of the song's background to USA Today. She said, "It's a definitive portrait of how I felt when I finally stopped caring what my ex thought of me.
Fuck yeah.
He made me feel like I wasn't as good or as relevant as these hipster bands he listened to. So I made a song that I knew would drive him absolutely crazy when he heard it on the radio. Not only would it hopefully be played a lot so that he'd have to hear it, but it's the opposite of the kind of music that he was trying to make me feel inferior to." Which
so
I
obsessed
fucking
with
love.
that.
I fucking love.
Me
Yeah,
too.
like
It makes me love the song
take
so
your
much more.
stupid fucking hipster music.
Yes.
Like pop music is just as good. It's just as emotional. It's just as deep
Yep.
if you let it be. And fuck you. I'm gonna write a banger. It's gonna be my first #1 hit.
Yep.
And you have to hear it all the time. And now you have to eat crow.
And now you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think that's such a funny way to like perceive that song as this. I mean, most of the song in general is like very tongue in cheek and whatever. And I think it's, especially with like the video, whatever, it's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
if you really let it be hilarious.
I mean, the
because,
whole
right,
like, I still love him.
and I was like, he called me up and he was like, "I still love you."
Yeah.
And I was like,
We can't keep doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't keep doing this. We're never getting back together, like ever.
Love it.
I mean, I still love you.
Yeah.
That part of the song is so, it's just so fucking real. Like the imitating it. I mean, he called me up like, "I still love you." Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have said that exact phrase, not even quoting Taylor Swift, more times than I can.
Right.
That I can now. You know what I mean?
I love that.
great.
Such a awesome way to get back at somebody when like
Totally.
you fully feel like you have healed from that situation. It's like, let me just be a little petty for a sec.
Yeah. Fuck you, bitch.
And some fun facts about the music video. It was shot as one continuous take with no edits, and it's cited as the world's first ever true 4K music video.
No way.
Yeah, which is kind of true, which is kind of cool.
Wow, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, beautifully shot, and the way that they move through the house and they move through the rooms, whatever. Like it's very unique. I didn't realize it was all one shot. It looks like all one shot. I didn't realize it actually was.
So the director,
cool.
Declan Whitebloom, he
Ooh.
did an interview with Film and Digital Times. He said, "We had 5 sets with varying degrees of complexity. Her apartment with a trick wall that backed away, leading to a live split screen type scene of her on the phone, boyfriend on the phone in a bar, a cardboard cutout car with rear projection, a walk through a park where the seasons change at the same time.
Yep.
Then we end up back where we started. With many one-take videos, people usually stay in the same wardrobe, but we tackled it with Taylor's team who do her quick changing on tour.
Yes.
They were able to change her seamlessly while moving from setup to setup. There were so many moving parts and balls in the air, I wasn't sure whether we could pull it off. But everything clicked and it ended up working like a charm. we had these areas on set that they were called the car wash, where Taylor was meant to change. I'm not sure she ever went into one of these car washes. She would just change on the fly while everything else was moving. Taylor literally would run. There would be a person on each arm and each leg putting stuff onto her. Whether Velcro or whether she was wearing 3 outfits and one of them would come off to reveal the next, it was all meticulously designed with the costume designer. He was involved from the get-go, and when people see it, they will ask, how the hell did they do that?
That's awesome.
Really
cool. Love that. And just another goes to show and shout out to all the people that work behind the scenes. Like
crazy.
The costume.
Doing a one take music video is fucking crazy.
Whenever someone does a one continuous take anything, it makes headline. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. It's a very difficult way to film. But even like how the costume designer was like involved in it from the beginning, like, imagine that you're a costume designer and you're like, it's almost like how they prepare people for the Met Gala when they do costume changes at the Met Gala. You know, like Lady Gaga, when she was doing that she had like 4 changes in one thing and it was all, put together. But like the planning that goes into something like that, and it all has to work out right. It has to be
perfect.
And it all has to come off right or go on right or be in the right place. And, we all get dressed every day. It's not very smooth all the time. Sometimes I've fallen out of my jeans.
Yeah, legit.
I could jump to put jeans on, Beyonce style. And so it's like you think about those things and every possible thing that can go wrong and thinking ahead to make sure that it doesn't. That in itself is such a skill. And I have major respects for costumes.
And ending off with a fun fact, Taylor actually never says the song title in the song as she sings "We Are Never, Ever, Ever Getting Back Together," which has an extra ever.
So true.
My shoe fell off.
You and your shoe never getting back together.
Yeah, no, literally. Okay, and then and the hidden message for that song is "When I Stopped Caring What You Thought."
Ooh.
Which is very fun. I love that.
Perfect. Wow. I really do love it more. I don't know if I knew that it was done in this. I knew it was like tongue in cheek and silly or whatever. I don't know if it was I don't know if I knew that it was purposefully done to like piss him off.
No, neither did I.
It's amazing.
Love that.
Me too.
So next song is Stay, Stay, Stay. Ooh. Produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift. Time.
This is another one
you think that
if it
it's
catches
funny
me at the wrong time, I'm like, ugh. But
it's
I do
a little
like
too like, it's like Paper Rings to me where it's like la la la.
Yep.
Song is written about an imaginary relationship in which Swift and her partner stay together and the drama of her current relationship is absent. She told MTV News, the song Stay, Stay, Stay is a song that I wrote based on what I've seen of real relationships. Where it's not perfect, there are moments where you're just so sick of that person you get into a stupid fight, but it's still worth it to stay in it. There's something about it that you can't live without. On the bridge, it says, I'd like to hang out with you my whole life. And I think that's probably the key to finding the one. You just want to hang out with them forever. Yep. She also explained, I went through a few roller coasters. Trying to chronicle each step of the way was challenging, but because you go to some really dark places with lyrics. Then in the next track, you're talking about how amazing it is to meet somebody new. So this one is kind of like, she was going through all these like deep moments making this song, this album. So she was like, I feel like maybe I just need a little like
need a reprieve,
cute tidbit in there.
Yeah, I'd like something else. And I think that also shows too, it seems to me that while writing the Red album, there's a lot of anger, Red. Yeah. A lot of cynicism, a lot of pettiness, like baked in, just because of the sequence of events or whatever. So to throw in a little lighthearted something about love that you see, that despite the cracks, it's still worth patching up kind of vibe. I think that is her being self-aware. Yeah. Again, her being like, listen, you guys don't want to listen to me bitch for 30 songs. I mean, I do, but in general, throwing in a couple of sweet, for the happy couples out there. Right.
And it's cute because the hidden message is daydreaming about real love.
Aww.
And the whole tidbit about like, you came in wearing a football helmet and said, okay, let's talk. Like, she didn't even know she was writing about real love. Yeah. That she would get to experience, which is so cute. Yeah.
So cutie.
I love that. Jumping into the next song, actually one of my favorite songs off Red. The Last Time, featuring Gary Lightbody.
Gary Lightbody
from Snow Patrol. We love him.
We love Gary Lightbody. Yes. We love Snow Patrol chasing cars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I love that song.
The Last Time was produced by Jackknife Lee, who produced some Snow Patrol songs and some U2 songs.
Oh,
and
fabulous.
Yeah, when I read that, I was like, you know what? This song does kind of sound like a U2 song. Like,
and doesn't U2 always like post about Taylor? Like, didn't they post like welcome to when she
when she
visited?
was in Ireland? Yeah, I think
Didn't they
maybe
post, like,
Bono said
welcome
something.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they must be like longtime friends through
Yeah,
producer connections
I'm sure.
or something, you know?
I love that.
Love that too. Who knew?
Yeah, okay, so
Gary
Lightbody. So Taylor told NPR, she said, the idea was based on this experience I had with someone who was kind of this unreliable guy. You never knew when he was going to leave. You never know when he's going to come back, but he always does come back.
Interesting.
My visual for this song is there's a guy on his knees sitting on the ground outside of a door. And on the other side of the door is his girlfriend who keeps on leaving. Oh, who he keeps on leaving. And he keeps coming back to her, but then leaves again. He's saying, this is the last time I'm going to do this to you. And she's saying, this is the last time I'm asking you this. Don't do this again. And she's wondering whether to let him in. And he just wants her to give him another chance. But she doesn't know if he's going to break her heart again. It's a really fragile emotion you're dealing with when you want to love someone, but you don't know if it's smart to.
Oh.
Gary Lightbody told Rolling Stone, it was so fast. She works really fast. She's extraordinary. We actually did that song, wrote it, and recorded it in a day. And that was the version of it on the record, which is very rare. Normally, you write and record something with somebody, and then down the line, they'll record it if you're lucky. With her, the whole thing was done in 9 hours. I hope we can do it again sometime. Which is funny because they did get to do it again.
Yeah.
They got to re-record it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. How fun. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that as a common theme when we do these deep dives and we hear from these other producers and writers and whoever is the fact that Taylor is quick about it.
Yeah.
If she knows she likes something, if she feels good about something,
she doesn't hesitate.
No hesitation, and that's a lot of it kind of goes back to her feelings about relationships in general, being like jump into it, and if it sucks, it sucks. If you get hurt, you get hurt, but you bounce back, and I think that is her confidence going into writing songs and helping, with working with producers and blah 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 is just, it's so admirable. I can't say it enough.
Yeah, and this song is one of her, like,
it's a beautiful song,
deeper cut, really emotionally intense. Like, you can't really listen to it unless you like really are feeling those words because it is so like intense. Love it. The hidden message is LA on your break. Oh, which is very interesting. It seems to hint that this person may have broken up with her while being in LA, or he keeps coming back to her in LA when he's on his breaks, perhaps in Hollywood, perhaps Jake Gyllenhaal.
Could be that. Could be Harry.
Also, yeah.
Could be really anybody.
Could be anyone
in LA. But that is interesting. I feel like Taylor Sneaky spends and has spent her whole life more time in LA than I have ever considered.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
like where all
she's in New York or she's in Nashville, but it's like, obviously she's in LA.
She's in LA a lot. Yeah. So next up, Holy Ground, one of my surprise songs that I love so much.
And which one? Philly, right?
Yeah.
Which one? Which night?
No, sorry. This was Night 2 New York.
Night 2 New York.
False God and Holy Ground. I got.
Wow.
Yes. So good.
FOMO. So much FOMO of False God when you got FOMO.
Oh, so good. Produced by Jeff Bhasker. No idea who that man is. Sorry.
Jeff. Welcome to the
club.
Sorry
to that man.
Sorry to this man. I don't know this man.
Also, this I had no idea about. But the song's hidden message is when you came to the show in SD, San Diego.
Must be.
And Joe Jonas was spotted at Taylor's San Diego show during the Speak Now tour.
No.
So obviously Holy Ground was always speculated to be about Joe. Looking back on their relationship and being like, it was so, like, it was fun in the moment. Like, what we had was good.
Yeah.
Like, it was what we had was Holy Ground, and now, like, we're kind of moving on.
Which is a big departure and showing a lot of growth from her going on Ellen and being like, yeah, I got broken up with on a whatever phone call. How many seconds? 18 seconds? 13 seconds? I don't even know how long the phone call was. But her breakup with Joe definitely was like a petty teenage breakup. And then now years later,
Yeah.
Now I send their babies presents.
Right.
This is like the precursor to that.
Right. So clearly I love that. Because I had no idea that happened, so I love
Neither
that.
did I, yeah.
And in an interview, so she did a bunch of these like track videos where she was kind of like breaking down each track in videos. I don't know where they came from, but they were on this website called Daily Motion. So if you want to go check it out, you can. But basically, it's
Daily
like
Motion,
it's just her sitting in front of like the Red album, and she's just kind of like breaking down each track.
Wow, I've never seen this.
Yeah, there's only a few that are still like available to watch.
Oh wow, okay.
So one of them was for Holy Ground, and she said the song Holy Ground was a song that I wrote about the feeling I got after years had gone by, and I finally appreciated a past relationship for what it was, rather than being bitter about what it didn't end up being. And I was just sitting there thinking about it after I'd just seen him, and I just was like, you know what, that was good. And it was good having that in my life. And I wrote the song, and I immediately heard Jeff Basker's production. I hadn't ever worked with Jeff, but he had done some amazing work, and I love what he's done on Fun's record. Okay, so he worked with Fun.
Worked with Fun. Oh, who everyone knows, Jack Antonoff
Yes.
is in Fun.
And I love his diversity. He's just so talented. And so I called him and I said, I wrote this song. I really want to work with it. I really want you to work with it on it with me. And I played it for him, and he was like, let's go. This is great. And then he did such an amazing job on it. So cute. Wow. So it seems like her and Joe had this moment after the show at the Speak Now tour.
Sweet.
Where they were able to like put the past as the past, and I love that.
I love that too, but wait, I'm now down a different path with this producer who was on Fun. And
Jeff.
so this guy Jeff Busker?
Yeah, Basker. Basker.
Jeff Basker.
Yeah.
So he's a producer on Fun. Jack Antonoff's in Fun. Jack Antonoff swoops in to be the ultimate producer for Taylor Swift. I wonder how Jeff Basker feels about all that.
Damn, Jeff is like, what the fuck?
He got Wally pipped.
Right.
That's a baseball reference. One of the only baseball references I know.
Maybe at the time Jeff Basker was older, so maybe now Jeff Basker's too old.
Maybe he too old.
Yeah, you know, like
maybe he passed the torch to Jack.
Right,
Antonoff.
exactly.
Because at the time Jack was very young. I don't even think he was really producing yet. Like he was, but he wasn't, and you know, he's whatever. But that's an interesting connection. So I always kind of wondered how Jack and Taylor kind of started. When did they meet? You know what I mean? I feel like
seems like through Jeff.
Kind of sounds like
yeah,
yeah.
And yeah, the hidden message is when you came to the show in SD.
Wow.
So
wow,
cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Me neither.
Wow.
Jumping into the next track, another one of my faves, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic.
Oh, everyone loves this one.
Produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
Taylor wrote this song on her ukulele on the tour bus after a show of the Speak Now World Tour.
Cute.
She told Billboard, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic is really close to my heart. I remember it was after a show and I was on the bus thinking about this relationship that ended months and months before. The feeling wasn't sadness and anger or those things anymore. It was wistful loss. And so I just got my guitar and I hit on the fact that I was thinking in terms of rhyming. I rhymed magic with tragic, changed a few things, and ended with what was a sad, beautiful, tragic love affair. I wanted to tell the story in terms of a cloudy recollection of what went wrong. It's kind of the gray, murky, looking back on something you can't change or get back.
Wow.
I love that description.
I
love that
too.
description.
Wait,
Wistful loss.
Yeah, wistful loss.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great descriptor.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're still sad over a breakup, like you're over it, but when you think about it, it does make you sad.
But not in a way that makes you want to like get back together.
Yes.
You're just like sad that fell apart, which
Yeah.
is very, very relatable.
Very
I feel like
relatable.
that's
Yeah.
a very common theme in my life, personally.
Totally.
Jeez.
And the hidden message for that is while you were on a train.
Oh.
Don't know what that entails.
Who's on the train?
Who's on the train?
Who's on that
Chug,
train?
Choo choo.
I'm searching with my flashlight. Who's on this train?
Who's on the Amtrak?
Who's on the tracks?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, jumping into the next song, The Lucky One.
Ooh.
Produced by Jeff Basker, our guy. Apparently,
another Jeff special.
Another Jeff. She reportedly wrote this song in Australia, and it's rumored to be about Joni Mitchell and Kim Wilde. Because she has lyrics that say, they say you bought a bunch of land somewhere, chose the Rose Garden over Madison Square.
Yep.
Could possibly be referencing how Wilde left her career to become a landscape gardener.
I love that.
And the main melody is also sampled from Wilde's 4-letter word.
Cute. Okay, fun.
Yeah.
So then, makes total sense that would be the situation. And that is funny because that kind of goes with this common theme that we see if you look hard enough in a few of Taylor's songs, and I have to really think about it, but I'm aware of it because of the lakes. I feel like there's this theme of like Taylor subtly being like, but what if I just ran away?
Totally.
What if I just quit it all and did my thing? You know?
Totally.
Which I love.
I hate it here.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many songs that have that like vibe of I'm just gonna throw it all away and leave, you know. And that again is another very relatable feeling.
Yeah.
But funny that it's hidden, you know, so far back.
This quote's kind of long, so bear with me. She said, "The Lucky One is a song I wrote while I was in Australia. It kind of talks about some of my fears through the story of other people that I was inspired by, more than their stories being told. I'm pretty much singing about what I'm scared of in that song, ending up kind of caught up in this whole thing and lonely and feeling misunderstood and feeling like when people think you're lucky that you're really not. It kind of expresses my greatest fear of having this not end up being fun anymore, having it end up being a scary place. Some people get there, some people end up there. It's a story song, and it's something I'm really proud of because it kind of goes to a place that I'm terrified of. Being famous can be fun at first, but people have ended up in a scary place over time. Yeah. Everybody's got their way of dealing with it. And for me, sometimes it's surrounding myself with my friends and venting. Sometimes it's staying up at the piano until 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's watching TV and forgetting all about it. Sometimes it's calling my mother up and crying. And sometimes when you have a really bad day, Your life is constantly also analyzed. There's a lot of trade-offs. There's the microscope that's always on you. The camera flashes. The fear that something you say will be taken the wrong way and you'll let your fans down. There's the fear that you'll be walking down the street and your skirt will blow up and you'll be in the news for 3 months. You're scared of a lot of things for a lot of the time. But the trade-off being able to get on a big stage and sing your songs, it's worth it.
Wow. So
sorry, my reading. It's hard to read like how, because these quotes are her talking, so right. I'm like reading her talking.
Even when I was reading
the
quote about her talking about her bangs, it's awkward to read. It's all because she's got a cadence about her, you know.
For sure.
But even that quote again, it's like she's fucking sees the future. You
it's
know what I mean?
Crazy. Like
this is way ahead of Reputation, way ahead of the 1989. You know, when the media started turning and being like, she's with her friend, she's so annoying, she's this, she's that. Like to be able to have the foresight to, you know, and notice that other celebrities, the path that they've all taken, and I'm sure that, you know, just because the media paints it that way, not because no one chooses to have that happen to them.
For sure.
And, you know, to a certain extent, it's like, yes, you become famous, but I don't think that automatically means that you're signed up to be put through hell all the time.
No.
I don't think that that's fair. I think people are like, it comes with fame. And it's like, yeah, a certain level of it does. But there are other aspects of it. Like she said, like your skirt blows up and everybody's talking about it for 3 months. It's like that just because you're like that. You're
still human.
Yeah, you're still a human being. And that's still ridiculous for it to be a news story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for her to like think about that and have those anxieties so early on, even because I mean before Red, you know, she was obviously very famous, but Red really that was kind of a poop, like let's, you know, a rocket ship to the moon because of the pop parts of it. And I think that, you know, it seems to me that she's always known that she was going to be famous as fuck and that she was going to be successful and whatever. Even when she was young, she was like, this is what I'm going to do. And however I get there, I get there. But I'm sure it's difficult to come to terms with when you get there. You know, it's like, yeah, I knew this would happen, but fuck, it sucks.
Yeah, it's like, be
I'm
careful
here.
what you wish for.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, so love that. And also, like, she's so young thinking these things.
So young,
yeah,
right.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she can see the future. It's like it's almost like she's being warned by her future self, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of those quotes right there, it's crazy how those exact things, like, happen to her,
Yeah.
you know?
And the hidden message for this one is, wouldn't you like to know?
Ooh. Ow. And I would, by the way.
Yeah, I would. No, you're right. I would like to know.
I would really like to know. So funny.
The next song is Everything Has Changed featuring Ed Sheeran.
Finally, Ed.
Yes.
All I know
is you held the door. You'll be mine and I'll be yours. All I've known since yesterday is everything has changed. Such a cute song.
Baby Ed.
Yeah.
And it's such a cute song, so sweet, so just all around lovely. And I remember at the time being like, well, Ed's in love with Taylor, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I was so convinced that Ed Sheeran was in love with Taylor Swift.
Right. I mean, how could you not be?
Yes, how can you not be?
You're on
especially
tour
as besties,
and you're on tour together.
Yeah, I was convinced.
So this was produced by Butch Walker. And Swift told MTV News, we for real were sitting on my trampoline in my backyard because we had been writing a song. And I was like, hey, I just got a trampoline. You want to go see it? And so he brought the guitar for some reason.
Fun. Love trampoline.
Love trampoline. We ended up writing an entire song out there. For portions of the song, we were bouncing around because it's a trampoline and it's fun. And the combined maturity level of both of us is 8 years old, which is very cute.
I love that.
She told Digital Spy that the song is about falling in love. It's about meeting someone, and all of a sudden your entire perspective on the world changes. You're thinking for two instead of one. And then when Ed was asked by The Sun how her and Taylor met up, Taylor was asked by The Sun how her and Ed originally met up. She said, we had both reached out to each other's camps at the same time. And I showed up at his hotel in Arizona and we just wrote songs all day. And then he came and hung out at my house in LA and we spent all night sitting on the kitchen floor laughing, writing songs and harmonizing.
Aww.
And
that's
so cute.
I love that.
According to Ed, it was Swift who did most of the work when they penned this tune. He said she pretty much came with the song and was like, which bits do you want to change? I was like, oh, I don't know. And Sheeran and Swift had a friendly battle over a chord while working on the song. Sheeran said she pretty much had the verse, bridge, and chorus done, but we argued about that one chord. She didn't like it, but I forced it upon her.
Which one?
Which is funny. It didn't say.
Doesn't say which one. Oh, that's funny. I like that though because that song's perfect as is. Like,
yeah,
I
very
love
much
how
so.
it is. And Ed Sheeran, listen, he is nothing to sneeze at. That man knows
Totally.
how to write a fucking song. He knows how to put together a tune, and I love that they were like besties collaborating. I think that is so fun, and what a cool dynamic, and very wholesome.
Yeah,
a great dynamic for creativity to be flowing. You know, you're just comfortable and it's great.
That's what I thought I forgot.
Oh,
the hidden message.
Oh, hidden message
is Hyannis Port. Which is where Taylor spent the 4th of July with Connor Kennedy.
No.
You know, so when I was...
The forgotten BF.
Yes. When I was doing this whole research part, and, you know, we get to the kind of Connor Kennedy part of the album, which is Everything Has Changed, Starlight, Begin Again, and the... Starlight and Begin Again. I was thinking to myself, you know, I could start diving into the whole relationship part of there, but this is the album deep dive, not a relationship deep dive.
Agreed.
And I don't want to.
I don't want to either.
I don't want to talk about her and Connor Kennedy's relationship.
The only reason we're bringing it up at all is because it's relevant to, you know, she was dating him. She was in Hyannisport. She bought a fucking house in Rhode Island. Like,
she was obsessed with him.
She was obsessed with him. Yeah.
She was more obsessed with his family.
For sure.
Than
or so
him.
it seemed.
Yes.
So it seemed to everybody from the outside. Like, that's just was kind of that. But here's the thing. You're dating one of the young hot Kennedys.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna buy a house across the street
Of
from his
course.
house.
You're gonna be obsessed with the Kennedys.
Of course.
Also,
of course.
I didn't know that they infamously crashed his cousin's wedding together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
So like there's like a bunch of there's a bunch of conflicting reports on if the Kennedy family like actually liked Taylor or not.
It kind of seems like no.
It seems like no.
It seems like they don't want the attention.
Yes.
Which is fair for the poor Kennedys who have nothing but attention in the wrong way.
She was invited to like they had like this like gala or some sort of like award ceremony. She was invited to that later on even after they broke up.
Yeah.
And you know, I do think she definitely caused quite a stir for them, but I don't think that they had like any like bad blood or like this,
I think
like,
it was more so just
beef.
Like, Connor, why the fuck are you bringing this pop star around and bringing attention to our family yet again? We just got the heat off us. Like, you know, relax.
Right.
You know,
like maybe don't bring
Kennedys
her.
have such a complicated history and everything.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's bigger than just like the relationship. But yeah, no, you talk about the relationship. It was short and you know, who cares?
Yeah. They dated for a couple months in the summer and they broke up in October 2012.
There you
is
go.
what I saw. Yeah.
That's all I gotta know.
So with that being said, we get into Starlight.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into Starlight, am I making up that Everything Has Changed as a music video where Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran are the parents and there's like two kids?
And the two kids.
And one's like a young girl who looks like Taylor Swift and one's a young boy who looks like Ed Sheeran.
He's like a little ginger boy.
So fucking cute.
Very cute.
So cute. Go watch.
Yes, very, very highly recommend. So getting into Starlight, this song is produced by Dan Huff, Nathan Chapman, and Taylor Swift. Swift explained at the, this is what I was mentioning before. Swift explained at the December 2012 Ripple of Hope Gala dedicated to the Kennedys. She said the song was inspired by a photograph that she saw. It was a black and white photo, and she saw it about 2 years ago. And this was before I knew anything about, Robert Kennedy and Ethel. I just saw this picture of these two young kids dancing in a dance, and below it said Ethel and Robert Kennedy, 1945, at age 17. And I wrote this song just based on what I saw in the picture. Which is very, very cute. So it's such, I will say it does kind of show that obviously she had a good relationship with them. If they broke up in October 2012, December 2012, she's invited to this gala.
Totally.
She told
it's like the epitome of a fling.
Yeah.
But it's like a fling with a Kennedy is a big deal.
Right.
It's like,
exactly.
But yeah, whatever.
Right. She told Wall Street Journal, she said, I get a lot of style inspiration from the 1960s. So I'll go and look at black and white pictures and look at photos from the 50s and 60s. And then she reiterates again that she came across this picture of two kids dancing at a dance. It immediately made me think of like how much fun they must have had that night. It was back in the late 40s. I ended up reading that it was Ethel and Robert F. Kennedy. So I wrote that song from that place, not really knowing how they met or anything like that. And then her daughter Rory ended up coming to a show a couple weeks later, and I told her about the song, and she was like, "You have to meet my mom. She would love to meet you." So that was kind of what the song was about.
I love that.
Love.
Very sweet. Something interesting that you just said, You reminded me the 1950s style she was very inspired by all that or whatever, and that is a common thing we talked about at the top of the show. This red look,
the red look was very 60s,
60s, like whatever 50s, blah blah blah. And funny that years later we get to Midnights and she says, "No deal. That 1950 shit ain't what that 1950 shit you want from me. I just want to stay in lavender haze." So it's funny how like, even when you as a person, your style evolves and whatever, and even when it comes to clothing, and it's like, yeah, that's very 60s, very 50s, whatever, and then you think deeper about the time, and it's like, that shit's not for me. Like, I don't want that shit. And on the surface, you think about like how like women were treated and as wives and whatever, but I do also think that she's pretty far removed from that kind of style now.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Occasionally she'll do like a funky glasses or like a preppy outfit.
She still likes a high-waisted look every once in a while, yeah.
But I would say that her like high-waisted style, any kind of style that's incorporated now, is much more current than what she was doing during Red.
100%.
I mean? And even honestly a little bit of 1989 had a bit of that in there too. A lot of high-waisted, white frame sunglasses, et cetera, like those kind of things. But it's funny how you wonder if there's a double meaning in that in Lavender Haze. If it's like, this shit's not for me anymore, but neither is like the old me. Right.
Totally.
I wonder. I don't know.
I like that point.
Who knows?
Yeah. So jumping into the next track, Hidden Message for Starlight is for Ethel.
Ooh,
very
for
cute.
Ethel, very, very sweet. And Starlight is a really sweet song.
Yes.
Just
and
aside.
Jumping into the next track, Begin Again. This is before we get into the deluxe version.
Wednesday. No, that's not that song. It is, right?
Okay, in a cafe, I watched it begin again. So
Beautiful
cute. Love this song.
Me too. Yeah.
Swift told Good Morning America, it's about when you've gotten through a really bad relationship and you finally dust yourself off and go on that first date after a horrible breakup and the vulnerability that goes along with that. She said in those like track by track videos, she said, Begin Again is a song I wrote about getting through a breakup and still being sad about it and feeling a little insecure about all the things that relationship made you feel are wrong with yourself. And after months and months and months, having the courage to stand back up, dust yourself off, and go on that first date. It's about that kind of vulnerability involved with that and the idea that you realize, wow, this could be great. So,
love that. Love.
I will say, I thought that this song was about Connor Kennedy, but what I did when I was doing some research, some people were saying that they think it's about Will Anderson, who is the lead singer of legit. Who? He was the lead singer of the band Parachute. You know Parachute?
No, just kidding. I do know Parachute.
You probably know
Parachute. No, fuck. They were so
big in like the 2012.
Are they like a punky?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I do know them. Parachute. Oh, wow, of course. Nothing. Parachute band.
Kiss
Pop
Me
band.
Slowly? I don't know. Like
I need to see
I'd have to listen to it, yeah.
I need to see one song. Kiss Me. Oh, yeah, wait. Let me look on Spotify to see what's the number one. Hold on. I'm putting it all down. Don't worry. Parachute, because this is not Coldplay, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know that came up for me too.
Forever and Always. The Mess I Made sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah, we'll have to listen and see.
I'll have to listen later and listen back. But yeah, this is right in the yes, I recognize this band for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Will Anderson.
Yeah, so they were spotted
Which
out.
Which one, I wonder?
I think he's the middle one,
this
yeah.
Man? He's got a jean popped collar.
They were spotted on a date in early December 2011. So people think maybe that's who this is about, but who knows? But that's the only reason why people think that. And the hidden message is, I wear heels now.
Oh,
which I love.
Shady.
Yes, for our tall girls.
Hell yeah. No, that's so fucking funny because every guy I feel like in this album era, whatever, was all like exactly
hated that
her
she
height.
was tall, yeah.
Yeah, and probably was like, don't wear heels.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me more insecure. Like, obviously we're both
you
tall
never
girls.
like it when I wore high heels.
Love that.
Yeah.
As tall girls, we're both tall girls. If I don't have like a man on my arm or whatever, I don't have a fucking problem wearing heels.
No, I'm wearing like 7-inch heels.
As high as possible.
Yeah.
Although I do feel silly out at bars and stuff when I'm with my friends who are also fucking short.
Yeah.
That
I'm
pisses
like,
me
fuck.
off. Like even honestly, we were in the Hamptons last weekend and I was trying to take a photo with Rhea and I had shoes on and we didn't post any of them because it's comical.
Yeah.
Like she had like a little kitten heel and I had like a 4-inch wedge and I didn't even think about it and it looked so ridiculous.
It's so bad.
But like, as tall girls, and I'm sure other tall girls can relate, I've been with guys who are my height or like a little bit taller to the point where if I wear heels, I am their height or taller. And I don't love how that feels. It certainly makes me feel insecure because it makes me feel like Monster on the Hill.
Yeah.
But there are some guys who are not intimidated by that.
Yeah.
And that is like the best feeling ever. But when they are, it's so noticeable. It's like, wow, you're literally trying to make me feel small right now. Like, this sucks. Like, I hate it. Like, the other day, I was like putting shoes on, tall shoes on. Someone was like, oh, you're going to be tall. It's like, well, now that's all I'm going to fucking think about.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
It's like, well, yeah, I mean, what do you want
Sorry,
from
I'm
me?
a model.
Yeah.
I'm a model.
I'm
What
literally
say?
gorgeous, a runway model.
Stunning.
What do you want from me?
I'm so sorry that my legs are up to my neck.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
Everyone needs to, all the men need to take a page out of Tom Holland's book.
Absolutely. Tom Holland is the blueprint for tall girls when it comes to heels and being secure and like your woman being taller than you. It's like, get over it. But I love that. I wear heels now.
I wear heels now.
Fuck it.
Love it. Yeah, and also Jake Gyllenhaal is literally like 5'4".
Yeah, they're all short. Harry, no offense to Harry. Harry's not that tall either.
Yeah, he's like 5. He's probably my height, I think.
I think so, yeah. So with heels, she'd be taller,
Okay, into the deluxe version. The Moment I Knew. Iconic song produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift. Song is rumored to be about Jake Gyllenhaal, who didn't show up to her 21st birthday party.
Of course, and we know about all that. All about that.
Interview with Yahoo Music. She said, "The Moment I Knew" was a song about my 21st birthday party, which was the worst experience ever.
Damn.
And then, the events of the song are referenced in the All Too Well 10-minute version when she says it's supposed to be fun, turning 21, watching the door all night.
It's supposed to be fun.
Turning 21. Yeah. It's like as I wait, it's like watching the door.
Wait, let me think about it. It's like laughing like you're on a late night show. Then he watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come.
And he said it's supposed to be fun. Turning 21. Damn, love that.
Time won't fly.
It's like I'm paralyzed by it.
I can't help myself.
That's kind of all I have for that Moment I Knew. Iconic song. He didn't show up to her birthday. One of my least favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, I don't really fuck with that song so much.
Come Back, Be Here. Another good song. Rumored to be about Harry Styles.
You're never gonna leave it, right?
Say
that you wanna be with. What am I singing? Jump and Fall.
Yeah.
This always happens to me. Like, I feel like they
You're in London and I break down and it's not fair when you're not around. This is when the feeling sinks in. I don't want to miss you like then. Come back, be here. Come back, be here. I bet you're in London, New York today. And kind of but a feeling. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. But do you see what I'm saying? That come back, be
definitely,
here, be there. It's gonna leave
that would
me.
be a good remix.
I know. Wow. Surprise
good mashup,
song.
should I say?
A good mashup. Yeah.
Produced by Dan Wilson. She explained at a release party for Red. She said, "It's a song I wrote about this guy that I met, and you meet someone, and then they just kind of happen to go away, and it's long distance. distance all of a sudden, and you're like, but come back, be here. So it's a song that I wrote about having distance separate you, which is something I face constantly.
Wasn't remember when she was singing "Come Back, Be Here" after like she hadn't seen Travis in a while, and everyone was like, "Travis, you better get on a plane." She's singing "Come Back, Be Here."
She needs you.
She needs your ass right now.
Very cute.
During errors, obviously.
And then Girl at Home, which is produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift.
People love Girl at Home too. That's
I know.
favorite.
When I said that I would remove it from Red, people came from my neck.
Yeah.
And
people love that
and
song.
I still would remove it. Like I just
it literally
don't like
doesn't even register on my mind. Like, it doesn't. I never think about.
I
Girl
literally
at Home.
only know the chorus. Don't look at me, you got a girl at home, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Produced by Nathan Chapman and Taylor Swift. Taylor talked to Yahoo about the song. She said, "There's a song called Girl at Home, which was about a guy who had a girlfriend, and I just felt like it was disgusting that he was flirting with other girls." And the re-recording sparked confusion within the fan community because its new version was completely revamped. While its original counterpart uses more classic instrumentation, the re-recording features synth pop production by Swedish record producer Elvira Underfard.
Oh,
Elvira. Fans speculate that the production was revamped due to the community's past dislike towards the original version, as many felt the production was uninspired.
Oh, God.
Other theories state that what was initially released in 2012 was a demo, and that it was always intended to lean more towards pop like the re-recording, but the record label didn't allow it. However, there are no official statements to back this up.
Wow, so you just really can't please everybody.
Yeah, you really can't.
That just sounds about. I didn't even know there was a difference. I didn't really compare it.
I didn't really compare it either, to be honest.
But damn, okay.
Okay, so then we jump into Ronan.
Was there a Girl at Home hidden message?
No, there's no hidden messages for the deluxe version,
That's
unfortunately.
Right. I forgot.
Yes.
I forgot.
Then we jump into Ronan, iconic song about young Ronan Thompson.
Extremely sad. Maybe, skip every time because it's
maybe her saddest song, like it's just so genuinely sad. Produced by Christopher Rowe and Taylor Swift. She wrote Ronan about a 3-year-old boy named Ronan Thompson who died of neuroblastoma after an 8-month battle in 2011.
Awful.
I have a lot of tidbits about this. Ronan's mother, Maya Thompson, she has a credit as a co-writer on the song. She wrote about Ronan's journey and the progression of his illness on a blog called Rockstar Ronan, which she now uses to write letters to Ronan about her life and his siblings. Little did Maya know, Swift stumbled upon the blog around the time that Ronan passed away. She invited Maya backstage at the 2011 Speak Now tour, and they exchanged contact information. And shortly after, Swift told Maya that she wrote Ronan as a tribute to her son and wanted to perform the song at a 2011 awareness fundraiser for Stand Up to Cancer. Maya received the phone call and wrote in a 2012 blog post. She said, "Taylor said that she wrote a song for Ronan, and the tears started pouring down my cheeks as soon as I heard her say those words."
I could cry, honestly.
I know. But her words didn't stop there. Not only did she write a song for you, she's addressing this to Ronan. Not only did she write a song for you, she wanted to know if it would be all right to perform it on the nationally televised Stand Up to Cancer show, which is on every major network and is seen in over 100 countries. She wanted to know if she could use a picture of you in the background while she sang the song. She wanted to make me co-author of the song with her, and she talked about how reading this blog and following our story has inspired her and how amazing she thinks I am and all I am doing to bring awareness to childhood cancer. Swift has only performed Ronan a few times in her whole career, once during the Stand Up to Cancer telethon, and a second time when the Thompson family went to the 1989 tour in 2015. After meeting with the Thompson family, Swift asked if she could perform Ronan in his honor that night, and Maya wrote about the evening on her blog. Maya mentioned that she felt Ronan's presence during the song, which she couldn't fully listen to without sobbing.
No, I could literally sob at the story.
I know.
Like, this is, imagine that moment. Like, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
After Big Machine Records sold Swift masters to to butthole Scooter Braun in 2019.
Mogul to total fucking loser.
Total asshole Scooter Braun in 2019. Maya expressed her fear and disappointment about Braun owning Ronan in 2 tweets. She's in July 2021, Maya announced on her blog that Swift re-recorded Ronan for Red, Taylor's version, allowing them to regain control of Ronan's story.
Yes.
In an
I remember
email-
seeing that in like a TikTok. Maya, right? Maya?
yeah.
She recently, I guess it must have been for the re-records or during Era's tour or something, she had a TikTok out like explaining all this, which was interesting.
In an email to Maya Thompson, Ronan's mother, in an email to Maya Thompson, which was released prior to the re-recording of Red, Swift wrote that, I've recently completed the re-recording of my 4th album, Red. It really exceeded my expectations in so many ways, and one of those ways is that I thought it would be appropriate to add Ronan to this album. Ronan was an album of heartbreak and healing, of rage and rawness, of tragedy and trauma, and of loss of an unimagined future alongside someone. I wrote Ronan while I was making Red and discovered your story as you so honestly and devastatingly told it. My genuine hope is that you'll agree with me that this song should be included on this album. All proceeds from Ronan went to charities that help fund cancer research, including the Thompsons family-owned foundation that they founded in Ronan's name.
Oh my God. And
such a sad story, but
extremely
a beautiful
sad story.
thing to come from it.
Beautiful thing, beautiful song, incredibly sad song. Like just the saddest song you could ever think of. I mean, what's sadder than a child passing away of sickness? Like there's nothing
cancer,
more,
neuroblastoma,
nothing
like,
more sad than that. Like it's just awful. And that it also goes to show, like, especially at that time, you know, we don't know how much Taylor's online now or whatever, but at the time she was everywhere. And imagine being Maya and starting this blog that is a little unorthodox, to be like writing letters to your child who's passed away and trying to like cope with it and whatever. And, you know, Taylor Swift's reading. Yeah. And she, you know, is inspired by this story and is so moved that she wants to do this for you. She feels like she needs to like personally, you know, create something for you to help or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just such an impactful story and such a sweet thing. I didn't realize, I had a feeling like proceeds or money or whatever would go to charities, but I didn't realize that she was like a co-writer and all that.
So cool. And I mean, it speaks volumes about Taylor and who she is as a person, that, you know, however many years later during the re-recording, she took the time to go back and ask permission and talk to her and be like, I really feel like this, a song that wasn't included on the album, you know, she still remembers his story and still remembers everything so much that she had the thought to put it on the album and reach out to Maya and all that stuff. So it just shows how much Taylor cares.
Absolutely. You know? And right. And again, how like she may or may not always be watching. Like that's also a thing, like an ever present thing, like never, you know, and also too, like I said, with Maya making the blog or whatever, it's like that was something that she thought of that helped her through something, and then look what came of that. So if there is something that you're doing or you need to do that helps you get through something, you never know what that could lead to. Not necessarily like Taylor Swift's gonna call you up, but like that's you know, never be ashamed of how you're working through your grief. And I think this is a great example of just a positive, you know, a slight glimmer of light through the darkness,
tragedy,
you know?
True. Okay, jumping into the vault tracks for Red, Taylor's version.
Now's where I perk up.
Yep. On June 18th, 2021, Swift released the cover art for Red, Taylor's version, and initially announced that the re-recorded album will be released on November 19th, 2021. Yay. And on September 30th, Swift announced that Red, Taylor's version would be released on November 12th, a week earlier than scheduled. Woo! So, jumping into the vault tracks, first one is Better Man, produced by Aaron Dessner and Taylor Swift. Swift, feeling that I see you again, and I just miss you, and I just wish you were a better man. So I was obsessed with Better Man.
Yeah, of course.
In like 2016, 2017, because I had a toxic high school boyfriend. Yep. And I would listen to the song all the time.
Better Man's Little Big Town.
Little Big Town,
yep. Yeah.
Listen to it all the time. Love Little Big Town's version. And I think because I listened to it so much in high school that I kind of always just gravitate towards their version more often. But I do like Taylor's version, obviously, a lot.
Of course.
So Swift gave the song to Little Big Town.
Little
Big Town. In 2016, making it her first country song since she crossed over to pop with her 2014 record, 1989. Little Big Town's rendition of the song won a Grammy for Best Country Duo Group Performance at the 2018 Grammy Awards.
As it should.
And Swift performed Better Man for the first time at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee on March 31st, 2018. Woo. She told Amazon Music, I was on tour and I wrote it alone in a hotel room, and I remember standing in front of the mirror. I think the first thing I thought was, I wish it wasn't 4 a.m., standing in a mirror saying to myself, you know you had to do it. And that was an actual visual from my life that ended up being the first thing I wrote. And then I expanded outward from there. I know. And it was a song that I really thought belonged on the album, and there were just too many songs I loved that I had written in that period of time, so some of them had to be left off. I think I chose All Too Well over Better Man. I think that's what was happened, and I think either going to put on All Too Well or Better Man, and then I left off Better Man. Ooh, where am I? Better Man, and then later on, years later, Little Big Town ended up recording that song, and it went #1. It won CMA Song of the Year, and it was nominated for a Grammy. Yep. That was insane. It was like the coolest thing ever, and I'm so grateful for them for doing that. And now I get to put out my version of it, so pretty fun moment.
Incredible all around. I fucking love that song, and I love too. And we'll get into the next one. I think is Babe up next.
Nothing new.
Nothing. Okay. Well, later we'll get to Babe, which is another song that Taylor wrote for someone else, Sugarland. And I just think that it's so rare that Taylor writes for other people, or that the songs that she wrote, she kind of gives them away or whatever. There's a handful of those songs. Mm-hmm. But it's so funny how every single one of those songs
does
is
well.
A major fucking hit, or like a Grammy winner, or like whatever. Like it doesn't matter if her name is on it or not. Like that's what that tells me. And Better Man is one of those songs that the lyrics, they really make you sad. I just miss you and I just wish you were a better man. Like it's not like it's not like I wanted to break up with you. It's not that I wanted to end this. I still really like you. It's this, that, whatever. But you're just not a better, you're not for me. And I just wish that you were. And if I really want to get in my feels, I pop that shit on. Song.
I wish it wasn't 4 a.m. Standing in the mirror saying to myself, you know you had to do it. I know. The bravest thing I ever did was run. Literally. Yep. Like so good.
So good.
So good. Jumping into the next track, Nothing New featuring Phoebe Bridgers, one of our favorites. Just an absolute gut wrencher. Like just perfectly encapsulates how it feels to be a girl, how it feels to be a girl in the spotlight.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's just
specifically being a girl. Yeah. Like this, the feeling of Nothing New when this song came out, on the re-recorded version, I would say it was like, when was it? 2021?
Yep.
Maybe the first, it was, I was 30, about to turn 31. It was maybe the first time that I really was like, I feel like I'm now getting older and I'm nothing new. Like I really was like feeling that way. And of fucking course, this bitch always comes out with a song when I'm feeling that way and puts it into words. And it is such like, it for a little while for me was like a skip because I couldn't listen. It was too sad. Now I like really embrace it and I understand the thoughts behind it. And Phoebe Bridgers, what a beautiful voice.
Well, I mean, I was 22 when this song came out. Yeah. So to hear the lyrics, how can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? I was
perfect. You're like,
where is she?
Is this fucking play about us?
Literally. I was like, oh my God, this woman's crazy. Yep. So, Nothing New was produced by Aaron Dessner and Taylor Swift. Our first little glimpse of this song was in the Lover journals. Yes. You saw a little tidbit. It was actually called Nothing. Just Nothin,
which is kind of how they sing it. They sing it like nothing
new.
Yeah,
but she added the G later on.
And
that lyric, "How can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22," was written down in that Lover journal. That's kind of when we first got the first glimpse of it. She wrote in one of her journals released alongside the 2019 album Lover, she said, it's about being scared of aging and things changing and losing what you have. It's a really vulnerable song, but I think it's important to say. And the track was inspired by Joni Mitchell's A Case of You, which is lovely. Joni.
More Joni.
Yeah. And that's kind of that's all I have about it. Not really much said. And Phoebe hasn't really said anything about it either, but just a great song that I feel like she tackles this theme in a bunch of different versions of songs.
Yes.
But this one really hits close to home.
This is my favorite version of that.
Yeah, me too.
Like this, just some of the words are,
because you can relate to it as an average person too, not just as like a famous person.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
So jumping into the next track is Babe. How could you do this, babe? Produced by Jack.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going if you want to.
We ain't getting through this one, babe. This is the last time I'll ever call you, babe. This is the last time.
I actually don't know the song at all.
Oh my God. Well, I loved it. I loved it as a Sugarland song, which we can get into that.
Right.
And then I'll explain.
So produced by Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift, Babe is a song that Taylor Swift wrote with Pat Moynihan of Train while working on her 2012 album Red. Yes.
Fun. I don't think I knew that.
And she gave the song to Sugarland in 2018 before recording her own rendition for Red, Taylor's version. In a video uploaded to Instagram on the day of the Sugarland version's release, Taylor said, "It's a song that I wrote with Pat Moynihan, either Moynihan or Moynihan. Moynihan.
How is it spelled?
Monahan.
Oh no, Moynihan. No Y. Yeah, Moynihan.
It's a song that I wrote with Pat Moynihan when I was making the Red album. I'm so happy that it gets its own life. I'm so happy that Sugarland wanted to record it and has done such a good job with it. And I'm so stoked to be able to sing on it too." Ooh. And before a show in Cleveland in July 2018, she added that the story behind this is that sometimes I'll write a song that I absolutely love, but I feel like it doesn't fit with the album I've made. So I hold it back and hope that it'll have its moment someday, whether it's me singing it or some other artist. And in this case, it's an artist called Sugarland.
Obsessed. And Sugarland was the hotness, especially at that time. I was a little on the fence about Sugarland at first. I kind of was like, you know how sometimes when you get like irked by something, you're not really sure why. I felt the way about Sugarland until this song. And then I was like, oh my fucking God, these people are great. The main singer is great. She was blonde. And I just think like, it was such a good country song. It was on the radio every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't get away from it. So then when I found out that it was a Taylor song and then later found out it would be on Red, her version, I was so excited. And I now prefer Taylor's version of Babe better than the Sugarland version. So
I love that.
It's excellent. I
Banger.
love it. Great. If you listen to the lyrics too, it's like I'm disappointed in you vibe, which I love.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed kind of song.
Okay, jumping into the next song, Message in a Bottle. It was actually the first song that Taylor ever wrote with Max Martin and Shellback.
Oh, God.
And people say that it has a lot of connections thematically to Come Back Be Here,
totally.
Which is like, talks about a long distance relationship. Rumored the subject is to be about Harry Styles because, the message in a bottle is a form of communication. And in the song, she expresses her readiness for commitment to someone who's very far away now, specifically in London. And, Harry Styles is from London.
You could be the one that I want. Ooh, I can be the one that you need. Ooh, message in a bottle is all I can't do. Standing here
hoping it gets to you.
So
Banger.
Cute. And makes so much sense. It's a Max Martin song.
Yeah.
Kind of out of all the
has
vault
like
tracks,
electronic.
that one fits the least.
Yeah, I agree.
But it fits most with like I Knew You Were Trouble, etc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Jumping into the next song, one that we love. I bet you think about me in your house with your organic shoes and your $1 million couch. I bet you think about me when she say, oh my God, she's insane. She wrote a song about me. I'll bet you think about me.
Oh my God, my whole body, literally my whole body chills.
Just an absolute banger of a song.
This song is, I would say like, whatever about the Red album, this is the fucking song. If this song came out in 2012 or whatever it was, I may have been like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I can't believe how much I love this song.
Love this song. So good. Produced by Aaron Dessner and Taylor Swift.
Incredible.
The song was first discovered when it was registered in October in 2011. Now, this is super interesting because I had no idea about this. Registered in October 2011, a work tape recording of the song was later brought in 2017 by the Taylor Swift Inner Circle. Commonly known as the Inner Circle, was a group of people who were known to hold some of Taylor's most obscure unreleased songs, such as Nashville, Acting Like a Boy, Come Back Be Here, and many others.
What?
The Inner Circle.
What the hell is this?
Neither did I. The Inner Circle started in 2004 when Taylor started becoming who she is today. It was run by a guy named Steve, who was said to be in his late 30s.
Steve.
As time progressed, Taylor's Inner Circle started to become more known as they would obtain rare and obscure unreleased songs of demos of Taylor's songs. However, no one was able to obtain the unreleased songs that they would have a hold on. they would, instead of leaking or trading the unreleased content, they would only explain in paragraphs what they sounded like on their website. Steve would also post on the website about how he had the songs and that Swifties and traders would never be able to listen to them. They are most known for having a hold of the Lover unreleased tracks, All the Girls You Loved Before, which was released later on in March 2023, and Need, which they attained in early 2020.
What? Wait, I'm kind of confused. So Taylor knows these people? Like, these are just like people who are like holding these songs hostage?
Yeah. It's just like this internet group that no one knew like who Steve actually is. Like people didn't know if that was like a pseudonym or what it was.
So it sounds like there was like a leak in Taylor's camp and that was feeding information
to Steve. Yeah.
I'm sick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
but
it's still
the thing
going
is,
on?
they would never release the songs.
They would just be like, na-na-na-na,
yeah,
we got
and they
'em.
would describe the songs.
Which isn't technically illegal, I
yes,
guess.
Exactly.
Wow.
So listen to this.
Oh,
so in 2020, the Inner Circle obtained information about Swift's 8th studio album, Folklore, which wasn't supposed to come out until months later. Steve posted about it, supposedly leaking to the world that she is creating a new album. Later that year, Steve posted again about a cardigan being made, possibly for Folklore. This later came out as being the Folklore cardigan that was released for a limited time in November 2020. Since then, the Inner Circle website has been shut down. It is now being resold for $11,000.
What?
So people think that after he leaked Folklore, her camp got so mad that they...
You know what? I bet. Well, by that point, if this guy is leaking for years, it's like you got to find the leak wherever the fuck it is.
Maybe they found it by then.
By that time.
Right, because it's so
they've
secret.
Got eyes out, and it's so secret, and there's only 5 people that know. And if 4 of those people are not doing it and one person is, you're out of the fucking circle.
100%.
I'm dying to know.
Yeah, isn't this crazy?
Dying to know.
Yeah.
What a traitor, Loki.
Right. So when he obtained I Bet You Think About Me, this was the paragraph that he wrote explaining the song.
Okay.
He said, Taylor shares the contrast between her life growing up and that of the boy she loves. He grew up in a Silver Spoon gated community and she was raised on a farm. Despite them being in love, reality set in and he realized they were too different to stay together forever. This is perhaps the most valuable and rare unreleased song in our collection.
Honestly,
the chord progression...
No joke, though, because this song is a fucking... Like, this
banger,
is the best song.
Totally.
Yeah.
The chord progression and vocal melodies are incredibly beautiful throughout. The vocal lines tend to play over and over in my head long after listening to the song. So this guy,
so they're like fans.
Yeah, no. So this guy,
this
guy was kind of just like na boo boo. Like I got to listen to
like,
it, and you didn't.
Check this
but
out.
I'm gonna give like a description of what it sounded like, which is so crazy. So then later on, Swift shared in a clip sent to country radio. She said, I Bet You Think About Me is a song I wrote with Lori McKenna, who's one of my favorite singer-songwriters ever. I'd always wanted to work with her, and I wrote this with her at her house when I was playing Foxborough Stadium on the Speak Now tour in June 2011. We wanted this song to be like a comedic, tongue-in-cheek, funny, not caring what anyone thinks about you sort of breakup song. Because there are a lot of different types of heartbreak songs on Red. Some of them are very sincere. Some of them are very stoic and heartbreaking and sad. We wanted this to be the moment where I was like, I don't care about anything, and we wanted to make people laugh with it, and we wanted it to sort of be a drinking song, and I think that's what it ended up being. I
couldn't agree more. I also feel like it's the like slightly toned down, actually, like, I'm not that We're Never Getting Back Together is a bad song, but as we know now that it's like tongue in cheek, purposefully comprised of things that our ex hates and whatever. I'll Bet You Think About Me is kind of in the same tone, but a lot. I guess a lot more polished, maybe a lot more like, I don't know. Like, a little bit more like scathing. Yeah, maybe, yes. Like a more like real. Like these are actual feelings, and I'm actually being pretty fucking bitchy about this. Right. And I do bet you think about me with your organic shoes and your $1 million couch and your fucking bullshit. Like, I love that. And then I don't want to say it was made all the better because of the music video, but because it definitely added 10 times more to it. Right. Yeah. We obviously heard the song before we saw the music video. So, and I love that song right off the fucking jump. But the music video, obviously directed by Blake Lively and starring Miles Teller. Yep. With Kelly Teller like also being in the video, which is so crazy. That video is so fucking good. It has a million different Alice in Wonderland Easter eggs. Paint everything red. Paint the roses red. Paint the cake red. We still don't know the 2 coming out of the cake, or the 3, whatever. I forget how many scrapes.
There was so many Easter eggs.
So many Easter eggs in it, and visually it was stunning.
Yeah.
And directed by Blake Lively, she did a really good fucking job.
She did a great job.
She crushed it.
Yeah.
And I think that the tone of it being a little like comes through in the video because she's so mischievous.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And she like pops up when he thinks it's his wife. All of a sudden it's her. Like, you'll never forget me. I bet you think about me. Like, it's such a perfect combo to really appreciate the song. And I stand 10 toes down. I'd die for this song.
I would die for this song.
Love this fucking song.
Me too.
Love.
Love. Yeah, 100%. Jumping into the next song, one of Taylor's saddest songs that I barely can listen to, honestly, Forever Winter.
Yes.
So sad. Produced by Jack Antonoff of Taylor Swift. Highly rumored to be about Taylor's friend from high school who passed away, Jeff Lang.
Yeah.
He struggled with addiction and mental health issues, and he died 2 weeks after the release of Speak Now. And the day after his funeral, Taylor attended the BMI Awards and dedicated the award she won to Lang, saying, "Yesterday I sang at the funeral of one of my best friends, and he was 21, and I used to play my songs for him first, so I'd like to thank Jeff Lang," which is so sad.
That's awful.
It's a heartfelt track, describes Taylor's anxiety regarding a loved one who suffers from mental illness, most likely depression, and her desperation about wanting to be a summer sun, a warm piece of light in their life, which at a time felt like the winter, cold and dark. So sad.
That is another. It's a really, really sad song. And
another song she never performed.
Right. And that's the song. Right. There's like it's like Ronan Forever Winter. Soon You'll Get Better.
Yeah, Soon You'll Get Better.
I forget the other, but there's it's it does go to show that while Taylor is writing, and we've said it 100 times in this episode, while Taylor is writing these poppy songs, these upbeat songs, these breakup songs, Loving Him Is Red and blah, 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 whatever, that depth has always been there, especially in times of, like, in serious moments and times. And this is a clear example of that.
100%. Jumping into the next one, our boy Ed is back for Run, featuring Ed Sheeran, produced by Aaron Dessner and Taylor Swift. Run is a song Taylor Swift co-wrote with Ed Sheeran while working on her 2012 album Red. She said that Run and Everything Has Changed were written on the trampoline where she and Sheeran had met. And Ed told Capital FM, he said, "We wrote Run and then we wrote Everything Has Changed maybe like a week later. I remember always thinking, well, Run is the one that's going to make the album. Run was always like my favorite one, but Everything Has Changed just ended up sounding better because I think we produced them differently or whatever. So Everything Has Changed has made the album. Run has been there for years and years, and I've never really wanted to nudge Taylor about it because it's, it's her song and her
it's like,
thing.
Hey girl, post our fucking song.
Yeah. But I've always been secretly hoping that one day she'll be like, hey, this song was cool. And so, yeah, we re-recorded it and it's great. It's really great. And I'm so happy it's seeing the light of day.
Run, I love Run as well. It's a totally different style than Everything Has Changed, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally.
It's way more of like an Ed song to me. Like it sounds in sound. It just sounds more like Everything Has Changed sounds like Taylor with Ed on it. Run sounds
like
very
Ed
much
with
like
Taylor on it.
Yeah, a little bit, or even more of like a 50-50 collab. Like
that's funny
really
that
good.
He thought that Run was going to be the one to make it.
Of course.
For the very first night, I literally don't have anything besides that it was produced by Danny D, Tim Blacksmith, and Espionage.
Yeah, who's that?
No idea. Who the hell's Danny D? I don't know, but he produced the very first night.
Is that
I wish I could fly high. I'll take your benefit. Yeah, no, literally.
This one is.
Yeah,
I don't listen to this one.
I don't listen to that one either. So, and the last track, some may say Taylor's magnum opus song.
Some may say.
All Too Well 10-minute version. Produced by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. Like I said before, the song was initially this 10 to 15 minute long song before Liz Rose came to help her cut it down. She was doing the song during her sound check. And she shared some of the original lyrics in the deluxe edition of her 2019 album Lover. And she said on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, she said, I showed up for her rehearsals for the Speak Now World Tour, and I was really upset and sad, and everybody could tell. It was like really not fun to be around me that day. And so I started playing guitar and just kind of playing the same 4 chords over and over again, and the band sort of joined in. I started ad-libbing what I was going through, what I was feeling, and it went on. The song kept building and building and building in intensity, and the song just went on for, 10 to 15 minutes of us doing this. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also debuted at number 1 on Spotify Global and Spotify USA, and went to peak at number 1 on US iTunes.
All Too Well 10-minute version became, so obviously the lore behind it, I think, really pushed this, pushed the fanfare when it came out on Taylor's version.
Yes, because everyone had heard about this elusive 10-minute version.
Wasn't it like originated from like a Telmer post where somebody was like, we love the song, and didn't like she comment or something, was like, well, there's a whole 10-minute version.
I think it was either a Tumblr post or like an interview or something where she just like very casually was like, well, there's actually like a whole like 10-minute version.
Yes.
And then people really latched onto that. So when she announced the re-recording of Red, the first thing I remember people being like was like, 10-minute version,
like,
10-minute version, 10-minute version. Yeah.
Release the 10-minute version. Take it out out of the vault. Take it out from behind jail. People were so fucking hype about it. And I would say, like, without question, it lived up to every expectation.
100%.
And what they did with it moving forward. Then, like, obviously out of the All Too Well 10-minute version, we have the iconic performance on Saturday Night Live with the falling leaves. Yep. And then we go right into the short film All Too Well 10-minute version, which was that Taylor directed, first of its kind, Sadie Sink, Dylan O'Brien. It's basically playing out this relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal or who, it's him. And to have visualized scenes from this song for so many years, and then to see it with even more detail on the screen, and it's just how we thought. Yeah, it was like I remember specifically, like, that came out. What was it? It was 2021, right? Came out. I was at the bar. It was after a KFC Radio live show actually, and I was there with like Feidelberg and some of his friends and Kevin and whatever. And I was at the bar. The music video came out. I was like, oh my God, I have to go outside and watch this. Like, I'll be right back. So I went outside the bar to watch this short film, and I started crying.
You never returned.
No, I started crying so hard that I literally got in the Uber, left, texted everyone, and said, I'm sorry. I was crying too hard at the fucking short film. I had to go home.
That's hilarious.
It was like midnight or something. Yeah. So it was like, it was time to go. But it was, I was so moved. I watched it 10 times in a row. I could not stop watching it. It was
well, I mean, like the scene where CD sings like crying and the phone is ringing, like, oh my God, like just like totally chills down your spine. I mean, everything about that short film really just
Dylan O'Brien, like just being a perfect dickhead. Yeah. Like when he tosses the keys at her and they fall on the ground.
And he
like
takes her when she's trying to hold his hand and he takes her hand away.
You dropped my hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So good. So fucking good. And it also won, the music video won a Grammy for Best Music Video at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards.
Of course.
And prior to the release, Dear John was her longest song, and now All Too Well 10-minute version is her longest song. And it's the only vault track, I thought this was interesting, it's the only vault track that is part of the set list from the Eras Tour.
Oh.
Yeah, which was pretty interesting.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
We didn't even discuss that moment on the Eras Tour is such that's like, it marks, I would say probably like the middle of the show.
Yeah.
It probably is right in that time, but I love the way that is because it's obviously a really long song, literally 10 minutes. Yeah. It's not going to be a lights and dancing and movement. Nobody's doing that for 10 minutes straight. So she just, obviously everybody's seen it by now, but she goes out on the stage, mic stand comes up, she's got the jacket, and she's like, do you guys have 10 minutes to spare?
Girl.
Starts singing, girl, I've got a million minutes.
Yeah.
And then by the end, you've got the snow falling and the visuals.
And you're just bawling your eyes out. And
screaming. And the most exciting part about that, and especially about the Eras Tour coming out, are happening like a year and a half later. If you do the math, I think it's about a year and a half after this song came out, the full 10-minute version. It's magical how every single person knew every single line. Yeah. So much so that to this day, the regular version comes on and I'm fumbling over the words because I sing the 10-minute version now. Like that's the only one I know.
That's the only one I listen to now. Yeah, I mean, one of my, I'd say like top 3 Eras Tour memories. Like one of them, me and you, Miami, the rep bodysuit.
Rep bodysuit, yep.
One of them also being when Madeline and I went to the Eras Tour together. We did like a full interpretive dance to All Too Well 10-minute version, like just acting out every single line, like dancing to each other. Like it was just so fun and like such a fun moment for us.
Incredible.
So I always think about that, and it's just such a great song to put on with your friends, and like everyone knows all the words, and like I mean it set a precedent almost for these re-releases and the vault tracks and all this stuff, because everyone was clamoring over All Too Well 10-minute version. You know, It made Red, Taylor's version, into what it is now. You know what I mean?
I don't think that album gets as much fanfare without All Too Well 10-minute version.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she did so much press for it and stuff, because I think she knew that this song was going to blow up the way that it did.
Yes.
And obviously she was right.
Yeah.
And it just like, I think it cemented her as like one of the best lyricists of all time, because she took this song that she wrote in 2011 that she was rambling on and on about, and she was able to turn it into something so amazing. And I do think she made some tweaks more recently than that. Like I think she added in some lines and stuff.
We see now that it's helped by Jack Antonoff, who wasn't around the first time around.
Exactly.
And so she cut a lot of it down with Liz Rose, but I'm sure that there needed still to be fine tuning. Yeah. And I'm sure that Jack, as always, was able to help with all that while preserving the original like art of it all.
Just
which is unbelievable.
Unbelievable song to top off an unbelievable album. And that is Red by Taylor Swift.
Red by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
We love our girl Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we do.
And we hope that you guys also loved this deep dive.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys
here.
Yeah, seriously.
No, the deep dives are the best.
Hope you guys learned something new, because we definitely did.
I learned a lot of new things on that, because we've talked about it. Red is for me personally not my number one fave, so I've never really looked into it much. Learned a lot. Think it's super super exciting, super fun. But I think that what I'm taking away from it personally is just how much growth happened in the time of creating this album, putting this album out, and also re-recording it. I think that when she put out the 10-minute version and the video and all this other stuff and the press she was doing and everything like that, to me kind of feels like that chapter was always kind of open in a way, and like maybe there was some sourness or some bitterness, and it was finally just snapped closed when all this came out again. You know what I mean? Like it was just like it had to have felt cathartic, I would think, to like let it all out and just bare my soul. And these things that have been hiding in the vault for so long are now here.
Yeah.
And we are very thankful for it.
Very thankful.
Very, very thankful for it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, for listening to our Red Deep Dive. Stay tuned for the Summer I Turned Pretty recap. All right. Woo! Here we are. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Here to give you our recap of the Summer I Turned Pretty episode 4.
Yep.
What an episode, Gia.
Literally screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh my God.
How much these two piss me the fuck off, Jeremiah and Belly.
I would like to make a formal announcement. I am no longer Team Jeremiah.
Yay!
I am 100% Team Conrad.
Woo!
And fuck Jeremiah. Honestly. Fuck Jeremiah. Like, finally, they're showing us stuff that's like, it's too inexcusable. Like, yeah, your dad hates you and like your life sucks and whatever, but really you are kind of a spoiled fucking brat.
Yeah.
And there's one thing that happened totally flipped me off him today, and I bet you'll know what it is. And when we get there, I'll highlight it, because I couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. But
I completely agree. I'm still Team Conrad, but at this point, I think I'm Team Conrad needs better. Team Conrad deserves better.
Go back to California and marry your other friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
like,
cute redhead girl.
Get with her. Like, she's cool. She's looking out for you. She's getting you jobs. She's doing her best.
She's got the connects.
She's great.
Yeah.
I'm all in on her. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the episode starts out where Jeremiah's at his internship. Shocker. It's at his dad's fucking office.
Yep.
And he's working with Steven and that other bitchy girl.
Yeah. I always forget her name. Clarice? Denise?
Denise. Because later Steven calls her like D-Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, chill. Denise is, we're getting we're getting more information about Denise, and I don't care.
I don't care.
There's nothing I care less about. I have it right here at the top. Jeremiah so cringe at his internship, and then all caps, hate the office stuff. I'm not watching this show to tune in to office politics and who's getting the snack tray and who's putting in the lunch order, and watching Jeremiah's dad like haze him at work. Like I completely agree. It's triggering for me in my past internships in life.
I completely agree. The only thing is, it shows like how immature Jeremiah is,
Absolutely.
which I appreciate, but I agree. I don't care about like the Denise of it all.
No.
It's also Belly's 21st birthday.
Happy 21st birthday, Belly.
Happy birthday, 21st birthday to Belly. Girl, you should be at the club, not putting on a suit and tie.
You should be at the motherfucking club.
Going to be a fucking caterer.
Whatever
God
she's
damn
up to.
it.
Is that her job? She's a caterer?
I think she said she was like busting tape, busting her ass.
I thought she was like working at a
waiter.
restaurant.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Regardless, she's wearing an outfit. But yes, it's her 21st birthday. It opens up.
Jeremiah calls her like mid-work day. Like you couldn't have called her in the morning?
Could have called her in the morning, couldn't have sent a text, whatever. He's singing happy birthday out loud in the office. Full volume.
Yeah.
Happy birthday with the fucking FaceTime up. People are looking at him. Yeah. And it's like, because you're at work. It's 11 a.m. and people are working in this business math office.
No, tone it down a little bit.
It's crazy. Yeah. So he's calling her. He's whispering singing happy birthday full volume. Everybody's looking at him and he's like, oh, kind of at work right now. Like, ooh, flex.
Yeah.
She's going on. She's talking about how she's saving all this money, double shifts, working her ass off. Jeremiah goes, God, I want you so bad. What does he say?
Yeah, he's like, I want you right now. I want you so bad right now. Oh, no, he said, I'm so hot for you right now.
Ew, skin crawl. Blah, blah.
Literally.
She's like, I got to save all this cash for the wedding. I got to get it off to my 15th shift of the week. Ooh, I'm so hot for you right now. Like, read the fucking room.
Literally read
Nobody can read the room less
You're
than Jeremiah.
Disgusting.
Oh, my God.
How about you go make some fucking money?
At your free internship, enough at daddy's office, enough. And so it does kind of transcend into that. Denise is like, all the people at the office are hating on Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Denise is giving him a hard time. Everyone's calling him a Nepo baby. They hate him being there. And, Gia, I'm sure as a Nepo baby, you could have a little bit of sympathy for that.
Yeah, of course.
But Jeremiah does suck. So.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Jeremiah is that he doesn't realize that, like, he has to do the bitch work. Like, that's just the way that it is.
Of course. That's how it doesn't matter who you are, where you are. There is bitch work to be done. And it's just like, showing that you respect the place.
Yeah.
And you are a valuable add to the team in whatever way you can be. And right now, the only way is for him to order lunch.
Yeah. And, like, the only way for him to really show that to his dad that he's like a mature adult is bust your ass, do well your internship, and show up. No, he's crying, complaining. Why don't you come to the wedding? Why don't you support us? Blah, blah, blah.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, like your dad's trying to fucking get some money. Like, leave him alone. Ridiculous. He doesn't care about this right now. But jumping backwards, I will say the conversation between Belly and Jeremiah on the phone, kind of like the first mature-ish conversation I've heard between them, kind of like...
That's fair.
From, like, Belly's side, at least, of her being like, I really want to make this work, blah, blah, blah. Like, Jeremiah seems very supportive, but that's as far as I'll go as complimentary towards those two.
It's true, and they do seem to be now. What they said, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
2 weeks.
So they're like, nobody's coming around. We're upset about it. Belly is like, I want to go wedding dress shopping with my mom.
Yeah,
and I want her to come around. Maybe I'll suggest it, and that will be what brings her around. And then so they kind of hang up the phone, both agreeing to like, plant a couple more seeds. Check in with dad, check in with mom, see where everybody's head's at. Because up until this point, it seems as if anytime they bring it up, everybody changes the subject.
Exactly.
And they're just kind of hoping it doesn't happen.
Yep. So after the phone call, Belly heads downstairs for a big breakfast, Mickey Mouse pancakes, the whole shebang for her birthday.
Which, again, can I be real? Like... Mickey Mouse pancakes. I mean, it's cute, I guess. I don't know. I know. Like, of course she's getting fucking Mickey Mouse.
No, yeah.
Not to say that I wouldn't enjoy a Mickey Mouse pancake right now, but it's just such a testament to like how immature Belly is. Like she comes down, she's at mom and dad's house, and they've made her Mickey Mouse fucking pancake.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
no. I mean, on my 21st birthday, like I was in my college house, like
no same.
hungover,
I was literally
like,
puking my guts up. Like, and again, you don't have to be a drinker, but it's like you it
just
it's
shows
a
how
milestone
immature
that shows
she is.
adulthood, right?
Yeah.
Like my parents got me a bottle of wine with my name on it, like not Mickey Mouse pancakes, you know, like whatever.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
I don't know.
So they're having this nice, breakfast, and the dad's there too. And Belly ruins it by asking Laurel if she wants to go wedding dress shopping with her. It's actually really sad.
It's really sad.
Yeah, because I
felt bad
do
about that.
feel bad for Belly in some aspects of it, but I still stand with Laurel 100%, obviously.
Me too.
So she asks Laurel if she wants to go dress shopping with her. She says no. This really upsets Belly. Laurel still is like, I'm very much against this.
She's like, I can't. She's like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I cannot.
And Belly has a little bit of a fit and walks out. And then
Pancakes untouched.
Untouched.
And her dad says, wait, please just eat breakfast. And she's like, no.
Yep.
She leaves without touching him.
Yep. And the dad, I always forget his name, John? I think his name is John.
I'll never remember John.
Yeah.
John Conklin. Has to be John.
I think it's John.
Yeah,
we'll just refer to him as John.
He's John now.
Yeah. John and Laurel have a conversation at the table. Basically, you can tell that John is a little bit more of a softie.
Absolutely.
And Laurel's like, I know you're going to cave. Abs, do not fuck me.
He's good cop for sure.
Yeah. That's what she says. I have it in quote. She goes, you better not fuck me on this. She says that to the dad.
No, it's amazing because by the way, she's so right because he immediately is like, and you see later on, Belly's texting her dad, and you can see that he had texted her sorry about the birthday breakfast, whatever. He's low key going behind Laurel's back, but they are divorced. And I will say about that is this is clearly a thing that Belly is not seeing eye to eye with her mom. But even when you are going through something, this is a lesson she has to learn, right? And it is nice to know that at least somebody is being nice to you or talking to you or whatever. So I do commend John Conklin for still being I'm still your dad. I still love you. I'll support you in whatever. You know what I mean? Because one of them has to be
right. Someone's got to be the good cop.
Someone's got to be good cop.
Yeah.
And Laurel is so. I mean, she is dead on about the whole thing. I completely see where she's coming from. I understand that she believes that this is a total farce, and she is just kind of hoping it goes away, but. But John was right, though, when he was like, you know how stubborn she is. And if you, go against it, she's just going to dig her heels in harder. And that is exactly what's happening.
Yep.
I think if Laurel was, cool about it from the beginning, the second Conrad showed up, Belly would have been like, actually,
yeah,
I don't
totally.
know. You know what I mean? She may have come to this conclusion on her own because it's true. Belly's extremely stubborn.
Yeah.
And I liked the joke of, I wonder where she got it from.
Yeah, I like that, too.
Laurel's
That was
equally
funny.
stubborn. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like... I just totally lost my train of thought.
Damn, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so then we go to the conversation with Jeremiah and his dad. His dad's setting up for this big meeting. Jeremiah comes in. He's complaining, being a whiny bitch per usual about the internship. He asks his dad something about the wedding. Whether it's
he says
if he's gonna be there.
Does he want a +1?
Oh,
he said.
yes.
He was like, hey, Belly and I are making just a fake excuse. He said, me and Belly are making the guest list, and we're just wondering if we should put you down with the +1, which is kind of fucking crazy for him to say. I mean, I guess it has been 5 years at this point, or 4 years since Susanna died, but I don't know. That just feels
just weird.
He doesn't want a +1 to the fucking wedding. There's going to be a lot of Susanna stuff there. Why would you bring I don't know.
Time and place?
Right.
Also,
right. Feels too soon for dad to be bringing a new girlfriend to. I mean, the whole wedding is a farce, like we said, but still, it just
No, completely agree. And I think that, again, this conversation really just showed how immature Jeremiah is. Now is his time to really be showing his dad how mature he is, and he can't seem to handle the fact that he's an intern and has to get coffee for people. That's really not that big of a deal.
No.
Belly's you're not even making money, so at least contribute something to this whole thing going on.
Right.
Yeah, so when another quote that I have is when Jeremiah was like, oh, do you want a +1? And his dad goes, did you get the lunch order yet?
and make sure to get extra dressings. And then Denise, get the dressings. Everybody's fucking chill about the dressings.
Yeah.
But so true. I think that's also why I hate the office scenes, because they are so realistic.
Yeah, they are.
And I just don't want to think about it.
Even the point
I hated
where
my time in real offices.
Even the point where Denise was like, yeah, I could be nice to him, but he's gonna skate by, and in 2 months he'll be higher than me, and I'll have to report to him.
That's fair,
and that's so fair.
It's a fair thing to be upset about. It's also revealed Denise is a gamer. And Steven is suddenly like, ooh,
Okay,
queen.
Denise.
Okay, Z nice,
Yeah.
he says. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, I wrote Jeremiah has no work ethic. And then, Steven tells Denise to be, like, nicer to Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And then Taylor's mom is wearing Taylor's dress, being like, do you think Steve is going to like this? And
Taylor's mom,
she's
listen, she has got to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel really bad for Taylor.
She looks younger than the Taylor actress.
She's, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, she's clearly like she's a mom in the wind. And
Yeah.
Taylor has to be the adult, and that sucks. That kind of dynamic is always sad to see. But I do appreciate Taylor, as always, the fucking goat. She's sitting there at the table dealing with the finances. Right, while the mom is like trying on one of literally 22-year-old Taylor's or 21-year-old Taylor's dresses, being like, what about this one?
Yeah.
And Taylor's crunching the numbers at the table, and the mom comes over and is like, what if I just call Scott or Steve, whatever the fuck his name is? And she goes, we don't need some man to help us. We got this.
Yeah,
and I
hell
was
yeah.
like, fucking right, Taylor. I just, I love that girl boss so much.
I love her. She's getting better and better as the episodes go on.
She's also matured. Like, she's like, all right, I got to do this shit with my mom. I got to figure this out. I can't leave her like this, whatever. So, also she reveals, I don't know if we knew this. We knew that she was going to do an internship in New York or whatever, or work in New York. But what she's doing is an internship for some PR company that like does PR for the Met. She like let that loose. So I was like, wow, okay, like she's a tough bitch. Like, she's smart, she's driven, whatever. And then so Taylor lays it on her mom, like, listen, girl, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad. You're gonna be broke.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta figure this out.
But there is still like some air of hope. They're like, we can figure it out. You can do like an in-home salon, blah, blah, blah. So then Belly calls Taylor while they're having that conversation, asks if she can go dress shopping with her. But Taylor says yes, and Taylor's mom gets super excited. Is like, I'll come too.
Taylor's
like
mom's
dress
Thank
shopping.
God I don't have to crunch these numbers anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get to shopping.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just have Jeremiah keeps complaining, and now he's complaining to Steven. And this is when Jeremiah asks Steven to be his best man. He manipulates him into being supportive of the wedding by asking him to be his best man because Steven loves a good time.
I know, but can I be honest about that with Steven? Like, the way that he flips so fast to like be the best man, it's like, chill, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's not,
like,
not to
have
shatter
a
the
backbone.
illusion, right? Not to shatter the illusion, but being like a best man or maid of honor, whatever. It's just
not
like
that
a
great.
job.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like it's stressful. It's fun, but it's stressful, and it's of course meaningful to your friends. But in the grand scheme of things, this joke wedding, it doesn't mean like, well, I get to be the best man. So
right. He's like, oh, bachelor party, like, Jeremiah should not be going on any bachelor parties.
No, especially when the wedding is in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
where are they gonna go? Cousins? Fucking. Oh no, he did suggest Atlantic City. God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was embarrassing.
That's a nightmare.
So Steven's co-best man. Jeremiah drops that he still has yet to talk to Conrad.
Yeah.
And that Conrad has been avoiding his phone calls. And we don't at this point in time know where Conrad is.
Conrad at all.
We don't know where he is.
Yep. So then Belly and Taylor go dress shopping. This is when Taylor reveals that she has this really cool PR job that she's got. And they're having a hard time finding dresses, blah, blah, blah. But of course, the last dress, the one on the sale rack.
Always.
Belly puts on. It's actually a beautiful dress.
It is beautiful, and it is very her. Taylor was right. Taylor was like, this dress is so you. She worries, is it not fancy enough? Which is a very Belly question, I feel. But no, it's just beautiful, like
plain silk,
low
back.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
and she looked
very
beautiful.
pretty.
I have, wait, what do I have? Oh, and I think in that same moment, I'm not sure if I just have them next to each other, the Taylor work up at the PR firm. But then I have, I think Jeremiah and Belly call on the phone, right? Is that happening next?
After she tries on the dress,
After the dresses.
Yeah. So then,
okay. So I'll wait for that. Sorry.
So she tries on the dress. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is the one." Taylor tears up. It's a cute moment. And then Belly goes on the phone with Jeremiah. She says that she found the dress, and she starts to get upset because she's like, yeah, but my mom wasn't there. And this is what I hate when Jeremiah does this. When Belly's like, my mom wasn't there, like, it just sucks, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Jeremiah's like, yeah, I get it.
Well, he goes, she was like, how are we going to do this without both of our moms?
Yeah, that was really sad.
Which is really sad. And I will say, not quite the same thing.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, Jeremiah's mom is dead.
So yeah, like,
that's a little... So, but I feel like you can tell, and I don't know if it's like Gavin, what's his face, like the acting that he does. it's like when Belly brings up Susanna or brings up her mom or something with her mom, his face like goes to stone.
Yeah.
Like it's very clear that he's not processed this loss.
Yeah.
He's also he just kind of shuts down on it. And and it's interesting to see, and it might just be the way that he acts the character, but I was laughing because when they were on the phone, he was like, well, in better news, like I've got a best man. And then like, it was like, oh my God, like you finally talked to Conrad?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's Steven, whatever. And I was like, of course, Belly, of course he didn't fucking talk to Conrad. He's a fucking idiot. Like you're dumb for thinking that he would. Like, of course not. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a sad scene, and I feel bad for her in that scene. Like she should be at the club. It's her 21st birthday. Right. Like she should not be on the phone crying.
And this is after she told Taylor and her mom to go home. She's like, oh, go ahead, go home. I picked up another shift. Like don't worry about it, which I do think is a lie. Obviously, she didn't pick up another shift. She went home, but
it's like, girl,
it's depressing.
It's your 21st birthday.
And I said it's supposed to be fun.
Turning 21,
and it
literally,
wasn't fun
it was
at
not
all
fun
for
for
Belly.
her.
So then let's
see.
see.
Jeremiah surprises her at night. He comes to her house with a store-bought cake and some flowers.
Her favorite cake, some sort of Oreo something.
Yep. They're talking. Laurel's like, what's that ruckus? So she comes down, and Jeremiah's like, I got the flowers for you. Like, this is actually good. Laurel's like, actually, I wanted to talk to you guys.
Yep.
Jeremiah and Belly sit down with Laurel. They have a conversation.
Wait. Jeremiah's tiny gift to Belly was the key to the beach house.
Yeah. Which was like, that's not a gift.
And it had a cute keychain, cute little shell keychain.
Yeah.
And he was like, when we get married, the house is yours too. Not that it wasn't already. But it is like a weird thing where I remember thinking in the first episode when Belly goes to cousins, like that Christmas and Conrad happens to be there. In my head, I'm like, Belly's just going to the house. Like, it's not really her house.
It's not her house.
Like, it's a bizarre, but like it is, but it's not. And I don't know. So maybe I do think the key was kind of a sweet gesture.
Yeah, I agree.
If anything.
Yeah, I agree.
So
so Jeremiah kind of goes on this whole spiel, and I just hate how he uses his mom's death as like a weapon.
Always.
And I was thinking that when he's like, this is what my mom would have wanted, blah blah blah, and then Laurel hits him with like, you can't say what Susanna would have wanted.
Sadly, we'll never know what she wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, Laurel, fucking tell him.
Laurel,
because,
like,
right, you're right. The weaponizing of like she would have wanted this. She would have wanted this. Like, you wanted me to be your son-in-law. Like blah blah blah.
Yeah, like no, she didn't.
No, she never fucking
she wanted
said that.
Conrad.
Yeah, she never fucking said that. Don't put words in her mouth.
Yeah.
And don't act like your mom is rooting this on. Because if we know Susanna like we think we do, I don't think she'd like this.
No,
like,
she wanted Belly with Conrad like since day one.
And the quickness of it all, like with Jeremiah, there's just no way she would sign on for that. No way.
So sad. Laurel stands on business, which leads into like a blow up fight between Belly and Laurel. You know, Belly's like, I can't believe you would do this to me, blah, blah, blah. Laura's like, I can't believe you would make me say that to Jeremiah. Like, you think I wanted to say that to him? Like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the bad guy.
What she said was, Jeremiah was like, you've always wanted me to be your son-in-law. And she goes, not like this, kiddo. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, she hit him with that,
and it's like, but she has to.
No, someone has to stand on business.
Clear, right. And so I'm on her side.
Same, 100%. So, Belly gets mad. She's like, we're leaving. They go to the cousin's house. They sleep there. Wake up in the morning. Belly's sleeping on the couch. Jeremiah's sleeping like in between her legs, kind of. Belly looks over. There he is in the mist, in the blurry haze of a morning.
I for real thought it was fake. I was like, she's
dreaming,
like dreaming or hallucinating or something, and he's gonna disappear, and she's gonna be like, "Fuck, I can't stop thinking about Conrad."
Yeah,
like, I really thought that. So
that's
moment.
Like a big thing that is missing from the show that's in the books too, is like throughout this entire time, Belly is like very much reiterating that she's been thinking about Conrad the entire time. Yeah. She has a dream about Conrad the night that her and Jeremiah get engaged.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is important context.
Yeah. The Christmas night, like she says, like, I'll always still be in love with Conrad, not like a piece of me will always love Conrad.
Oh God.
Like she's still very much like thinking about Conrad. What about Conrad? Blah blah. So it's like you miss that aspect.
Yeah.
So like right now, to me, like she has no interest in, like, obviously you can tell she still loves Conrad, but like you can't tell how much she still loves him.
Right.
So she sees Conrad. Conrad like gets this instant flashback from Christmas. You can tell that he thinks that she's alone too.
Yeah.
And then Jeremiah pops his head up, and ruins the moment.
And then he's like, "Oh God, where you been?" Blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then it's like that now Conrad's exposed because he's been hiding out in Cousins.
Yes.
And nobody knew that. He's been dodging Jeremiah's calls. Jeremiah's now confronting him, being like, "What the fuck, bro?" And he doesn't really have much of a response. He's just like, "I'm going on a run.
Yeah.
Let's chat when I get back." And then
I always notice, I don't know if you notice this too, but like I always notice that whenever Belly's with Jeremiah, like in front of Conrad, like she always tries to like show off almost.
100%.
Like holding his hand, grabbing onto him, like kissing him, like getting close to him.
It's like she's overcompensating, being like, "Well, you said you were fine with this."
Yeah,
like, it's almost that energy. I also don't love how Jeremiah and Belly like make fun of Conrad.
Yeah.
I think that's weird and immature as well.
I agree.
Because don't act like you weren't literally the most obsessed bitch with Conrad your whole life before you even dated. Like he was your best fucking friend. So was Jeremiah, but like you love both of them. So be nice to both of them. Like don't, and I understand like bitching with your boyfriend about their sibling or whatever, like that's fine, but I don't know.
I don't like that either.
Me neither.
So then Conrad's on the run with Agnes. He's kind of like talking about it. He kind of sticks up for them in the moment because Agnes is like, "Wait, what the hell? They're getting married," and like, and Conrad's like, "Well, they've known each other their entire life, like blah blah." You know,
it's not out of the realm of possibility or whatever.
It's that kind of thing where like, only I can talk shit about my sibling. Like
Totally.
you can't.
Yeah.
So Conrad comes back from his run, and him and Jeremiah go to the ocean to surf, to have a chat. Jeremiah asks him if he will be his best man. He's kind of like, "Don't you think this whole thing's kind of ridiculous? Like, it's a little fast." Jeremiah gets pissed off.
He hates that he says it's ridiculous.
Yes, hates that he says that.
I was very proud of Conrad for speaking his mind.
Me too.
And I also think he did it in a way that was like, come on, man. It's a little ridiculous. Like, just objectively it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like even if you like I don't think that Conrad was saying his relationship with Belly was ridiculous, although it is. That really wasn't what I got from it. I think like the rushed, we're getting married in 2 months,
100%.
that is what's ridiculous.
Yes.
Jeremiah, of course, acts like a fucking baby, paddles away, gets in, runs up top, Belly's there, and he's like, "Well, Conrad says the whole thing is ridiculous."
Yeah. And she's like, "What? Why? Like, why would you think that? Like, are you so
like,
delusional?"
Be fucking for real, Belly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why do you think she's like, "What's his problem? Like, you're his problem."
Right.
I will say though, someone made like a tweet, and I kind of agreed. Like throughout the whole series, I feel like Belly never fully believed that Conrad loved her the way that she loved him.
Yes, and that's fair.
And I think that right now, Belly thinks that Conrad doesn't care about her and Jeremiah, because the last conversation that they had, he said to her like I'm happy for you, like I don't want anything to do, like I'm removing myself, like you should be with Jeremiah, he makes you happy, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So in Belly's mind, like I can see it, I guess, like thinking like what is he what's his problem, like what's his deal, because she just can't grasp that Conrad loves her.
I can see it in both ways of like that one, that she can't grasp that and she's never really been able to grasp that, but also two, as like a defense for herself,
for sure,
like being like, well, he told me he doesn't care, like why would he care about this,
100%.
Like, of course, like what's his problem, like blah blah blah, he, you know, and ultimately Conrad made her feel stupid. So I think that her overcompensating and like trying to convince herself that he doesn't care,
100%,
I think is a little bit of that too,
100%.
But it's delusion either way.
Yeah,
you know.
So, you know, Conrad comes back. Belly's giving him the sass, being like, it's ridiculous, like making fun of him, whatever. Laurel and the dad have a very interesting conversation.
I loved this conversation.
Yeah, loved this conversation.
Really
so it cuts to Laurel and the dad. They're sitting on the stairs because
John Conklin busts in the front door and says, "Belly left."
Oh yeah,
and you didn't tell me.
Yeah,
it's like, chill, John. She's 21.
Yeah, right.
And that's basically what Laurel said.
Yeah.
Laurel was like, she's fine.
She's at Cousins.
Yeah, like chill.
Yeah. So, and then John's kind of like hinted to her that he's kind of swaying. He's like, she texted me, blah blah blah. And he's kind of like, I don't really understand why you're so against this. Like, we got married young and like we ended up fine, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can still be happy, all this stuff. And Laurel kind of explains to him, she's like, yeah, but I had to have the kids young. I had to get married young. I didn't even know who I was at this point in my life. Like, if I was given the time to be able to discover who I was and take the time to figure it out, like, I think I would be like at a better place than where I am right now.
Absolutely.
And I really appreciated that conversation between them because that's such a valid point. Like, she just doesn't want Belly to go through what she went through. She doesn't want her to give up like her youth.
1,000,000,000% gave you all that youth for free.
Yeah.
I loved too how this conversation stemmed, which was from John being like, I know, because he said it. He's saying it from a place of like, I know you think that our marriage was a mistake.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. But Laurel's like, no, I don't think like marrying you was a mistake. I don't think that having children with you is a mistake. Like, nothing about you is the mistake. Yeah. The mistake was me thinking that I could handle all that before I even knew myself.
100%.
And it was really difficult to go through it. And of course, we're now through it and it's fine and it's different and they have this like loving relationship. But she reiterates, like, it has nothing to do with you. Like, you're wonderful. You've always been great. You're a great father, like all this stuff. But that she herself just didn't feel like she knew who she was and maybe things would have been different or easier or something else. And that she doesn't want Belly to just kind of fall into the same pattern that she did and then have to, like, she wants more for Belly.
Yeah.
She wants her to see the world. She wants her to figure herself out and then do these things and then get married and have kids and whatever. And I just think it was a very mature conversation between two divorced adults. And I think that it showed too that they are like, you know, they're a team. Like, Laurel, despite them being divorced, totally respects John.
Yeah, trusts him.
Yeah. and loves him.
Yeah.
Like, and that can exist in the same space as her knowing that maybe right now they're just not meant to be married. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that it kind of cast a light on, like, you know, co-parenting or just being good people to each other, to people that you love, whether or not they're like legally bound in your life or whatever. I just thought it was a really great conversation. And of course, just she's got such a way with words. I love Laurel. I love
Laurel and that cunty bob. Like,
love
literally
her cunty bob.
Standing on business while that bob sways back and forth.
And it was such a real, I know, and I just love how it falls. Like, it's a really good bob.
Yeah, it's a really good bob.
And and the conversation with John, it was so refreshing to see, like, no fighting, no like anger. It was just like a real ass combo. And then John at the end of the conversation is like, listen, I completely see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining all that. But I do have to let you know that I'm going to be at this wedding.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I have to go.
Yeah.
He was like. And she said, I knew that you'd say that.
Yeah.
So.
Which is very cute. Like, they really understand each other.
They really do. I wish they'd get back together.
Me too.
You know what
Me
I mean?
too.
Like,
it seems like it may be going that way, but who knows? So then it goes back to cousins. Jeremiah and Belly are in a floaty watching a movie. They're drinking wine and
he's drinking out the bottle.
Yeah.
It's like
class
it up a little.
They start mocking Conrad, saying ridiculous, making fun of the way he said ridiculous, and Conrad can hear them.
I knew that they were going to pan to Conrad upstairs. Like,
and he
can
hear them
in the dark, like sulking.
Yeah, and
so
it shows him clicking by on the plane ride home. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
And this also, of course, comes on the heels of his conversation with Agnes, where she was like, I got you that spot in the clinical or whatever, my friend's friend.
Yep.
And so right in a row, I have here Conrad, all caps, and then I have Conrad's got a job, exclamation points. Conrad says the wedding is ridiculous, making fun of him while he's there and can't hear.
Yeah.
and can hear. So that's me going on.
So
about
mean.
Conrad.
Like,
it was mean and it was
unnecessary.
unnecessary.
You should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way that you talk.
Fuck yes.
Ugh,
but yeah, no, I felt bad about that. And again,
immature.
I understand Jeremiah, that's his brother. He's pissed off his brother. He's trying to make fun of his brother. Whatever. Like, there is that dynamic that you can't forget. But I just think with all the history with Belly and their
like,
friendships,
she needs to relax.
It's like, also, Belly, how about trying to keep the peace between them? How about trying to be like, you know what? I get what he's saying. Like, at least I would like one of them, Belly or Jeremiah, to acknowledge that they understand why people think this is ridiculous.
So true.
And I feel like they have yet to say that. I feel like we came close when Jeremiah like was pleading to Laurel and was just like, I know that you think we're young. I know this, I know that, but I love Belly and I want the rest of my life to start now. Like that big speech he gave Laurel. I feel like we almost were there to him being like, I know why everyone thinks this is crazy, but love is crazy. Like I expected something a little more along those lines. But we still have yet to acknowledge the fact that like, this is fucking crazy. And it was clearly hastily done. Laurel even brought up like your brother just almost died in a car accident. Tensions were high. Emotions are high. No one wants to address that, Belly or Jeremiah. And I think that is what makes this so immature. Yeah. Like they still can't fucking see that.
100%.
Instead they'll just make fun of Conrad behind his back,
100%.
But
I also, oh my God, again.
I had nothing to say. I just said but for no reason.
Fuck,
I feel like I threw you off. I'm sorry.
No, it was good. Something about Belly and Jeremiah.
Immaturity. They won't acknowledge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyways.
Damn.
So annoying. But yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. If any, like, I feel like it's her kind of like acting out. I just don't understand like how they can't see that everyone, like, sure, like your mom, sure, of course, like you want them to understand. Conrad of all people, like, just let him be. Like, let him be. I don't understand.
Leave him alone.
And Jeremiah gets like so, like, stick up his ass whenever Conrad's brought up anyway. So it's like, he
gets that stone face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that happens. Conrad books his flight. And it's the next morning. Belly and Jeremiah are having a conversation. Jeremiah's going off to work. And Belly
for the week.
Yeah, for the week. Belly's like, like if I can barely leave you for 5 days, like how am I supposed to leave you for 5 months? And what we were all dreading comes to a foot.
And Gia, this is where I jumped ship.
This is where I got really fucking pissed off.
This is where I jumped ship, and I was open-mouthed, could not believe what I was seeing.
I was so mad.
Belly brings up the fact that she's got Paris coming, that she agreed to do Paris before they got engaged. She's having a hard time saying goodbye to Jeremiah for 5 days. How is she going to be able to say goodbye to him for 5 months in Paris? And
right off the heels of them getting married.
Right after they got married, she's not sure she wants to do that. In this moment, she's clearly looking for reassurance to go. And Jeremiah says, and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to go. And he goes, good, because I didn't want you to go anyway.
Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jeremiah.
Gia, I was absolutely livid. And the way he's laughing, he's like, good, I didn't want you to go anyway. And so in my thing, I have all caps.
So selfish.
I have all caps. She's not going to Paris now. Jeremiah, you manipulative fucking freak. Like, that was
legit.
The craziest moment. I could not believe what I was seeing and how he is standing in the way of a dream of hers, how he is standing in the way of her just doing something different outside of her comfort zone. Yeah. Alone. The most adult decision she's made the entire series is to go to Paris on this for this study abroad thing. And now she's backtracking on it so she can spend more time in fucking Cousins?
Yeah.
Enough.
Enough,
And enough, Jeremiah. Yeah. What a scumbag. Out. I'm out. That was when I completely jumped ship. Jeremiah is dead to me.
Yeah.
Dead to me.
Dead to me. And to go from like, I'm so excited for you. Like, this is so great. And to be like, I actually never wanted you to go anyways.
No, I'm pissed.
Pick a side. Like, I just can't with him. And it's just, he's so selfish. He only thinks about himself. And his selfishness is rubbing off on Belly. You can tell, like, the more that they hang out together, the more selfish Belly comes. And the more, like, annoying she comes, manipulative. I hate it. Hate it.
Hate.
Yes.
I feel the exact same. Just fucking ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
She runs upstairs, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then we have the flashback, right?
Well, just quickly before that, Steven calls Taylor and tells her that there's more bad news. Steve, whatever his name is, Scott, he opened some lines of credit. Obviously. Under Lucinda's name, Taylor's mom.
We called that the second he hightailed it, and all of a sudden she was out of money. We said Scott's taking a little off the top.
He's sleazy for sure. So, these hopes that Taylor and her mom had of maybe doing the in-home salon and all this stuff comes crashing down because her mom's like $10,000 in debt, which is really bad. And Steven actually offers to pay half. And
there's this big debt that has to be paid by the end of the month. Taylor's freaking out. Nobody's got money for it. It's the whole thing.
So Steven's like, I can pay half. Like, I think I can get, I can get the money together. And Taylor kind of gets mad at this. She's like, I don't need your help. I think, she's like, why are you I think in her head she's like, why is this guy offering me help when he like won't even be my boyfriend? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I was on her side about this.
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
agree.
weird for Steven to offer money like that. I understand the sentiment. I think
but it's like, I don't want your money.
It's
almost.
weird.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
It's not weird. It's nice he offered, but it's uncomfortable. And I think that her getting mad was a snap reaction. I think she could have been like, thank you, but no, I'll figure this out. Instead, she was like, no, I've got this.
Yeah.
Which, she's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
And she does, in fact, got it. She figured it the fuck out. She's not going on her internship.
Mm-hmm.
The money that she was using to bring to New York or whatever, she paid off half the loan.
Yep.
They're going to figure it out.
She was like her rent. She was like
her rent. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, why do I need to be paying rent? I felt so bad for her in that scene.
I felt awful.
So
and her mom
bad
did
for her.
too. Her mom is embarrassed, and her mom is like, I'm the mom.
Yeah.
And she's like, Taylor's like, well,
what am I supposed to do?
And then she's like, Jewel girls got to stick together. So
yeah,
I mean,
which is sad.
It's sad, and that is the reality of life sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like you can't, and it's just her and her mom. What is she gonna go off to New York and leave her mom in poverty? It's not gonna happen.
I also think that shows it's very realistic.
It's extremely real. Yeah. It's just a real scenario that could have happened. And as usual, Taylor's a queen.
Yep. So then we're going back to cousins, and Jeremiah has left. Belly is in her room putting her wedding dress away, and she kind of puts her wedding dress in the closet, and she sees her Deb ball dress, and she thinks to herself, she's like, this is when my mom got me this dress, like this was the first time, or like the time that I knew that my mom truly saw me.
Yep.
And my mom truly got me. Like, she understands me.
In this moment, I felt like no one understood me better than her.
Yes.
Or something like that.
So then it goes to this really, really sad flashback. Not sad flashback, but this really heartwarming flashback.
During this montage, I totally cried.
Landslide is playing. Belly's a little girl. Susanna and Laurel are so excited because Belly has this new big girl bed in her own room and all this stuff. She's, as you could tell, she's a little nervous. What about the boys? She's asking, like, what about the boys? Like, where are they going to sleep?
And clearly, like, they're getting too old to be sharing a room with Belly. Like, it's, it was time for her.
And Susanna keeps reiterating, oh, my girl, like, she's ready. My girl, she's ready. Laurel is kind of like, I don't think she's ready. Like, I don't know. I just don't think she's ready. It's bedtime. Belly goes to sleep. The boys are knocking on the door, making ghost noise. They're messing with her. She's getting scared, so she comes back down. Laurel grabs her. Laurel takes her to bed. They cuddle and they fall asleep.
Well, she comes down. She's like, I don't want to sleep alone.
Yeah.
Exactly what Laurel said.
Right.
She knows her better than anybody.
Exactly. Like, I think this whole scene just was trying to show that Laurel knows Belly better than anyone. She understands Belly better than anyone. She's her mom.
Totally.
No one gets you more than your mom. No one knows what's best for you than your mom. So then it cuts back to Belly in the bed. She's crying, very upset. Obviously, like, she misses her mom. She's upset about the whole mom situation. She's crying her eyes out, honestly. Sobbing.
Oh, yeah. And sobbing, like audibly sobbing.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, not, like, literally tears.
So Conrad is packing up his stuff to get on his flight. He's walking out of his room. He hears Belly crying. Oh, this scene killed me. The door's like slightly ajar, so he can like slightly hear. He like almost goes to walk in, but he kind of, he knows it's like not really my place anymore.
It's also like it's an intimate moment. Like, I don't know if I'm sobbing audibly if I want someone to come in and like catch me like that. Like, it's a moment where he just kind of lays his head on the door, and then
you can tell he's like he's like
he's in pain, like seeing her so sad. So then he goes downstairs.
Yeah,
we're not sure what's going on. Belly falls asleep. Then she wakes up, her phone's blowing up. She's got missed call from Jeremiah. Text. Where are you? Just talk to Conrad. He's agreed to be my best man.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
She comes running downstairs. Also, she doesn't know that Conrad has booked a flight home yet.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
So Conrad's in the kitchen, just where she knew he'd be home, and she's like, "Hey, oh my God, I heard that you talked to Jer, best man, whatever." And he's real sweet about it, and he's
so
just like,
sweet
"Yeah,
about
just want
it.
you guys to be happy, like whatever."
Yeah,
along those lines. I think you guys are good for each other, and that he really choked that out.
Yeah,
does not believe that.
No,
made her chocolate bombs, flour bombs, whatever they were.
Yeah, dirt bombs.
Dirt bombs, thank you.
Yeah,
makes that for her. Says, "I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be right back." And then we have the moment where Belly like runs up into his arms and gives him a hug.
Yeah.
And then we've got Haley's Comet playing by Billie Eilish. Oh my
literally,
God.
I was crying. I mean,
no, I was sobbing.
I was crying from the second that Conrad was
Me
in
too.
the doorway,
Same.
hearing her cry, he canceled his flight for her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so sad.
He said I got work to do at home.
Yeah, he really he did all that he could in that moment to make her happy. Every single thing that he could do, he did. And it's just so sad. My poor Conrad, he's really putting himself through the ringer.
He makes the dirt bombs and he's like, happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
And she's like, you remembered. He's like, I always remember. Oh, I saw my eyes out. I start crying right now.
Then she runs into his arms, they hug, and you hear his voiceover and he goes, what have I done? Cut to black.
Yeah, cut to black. Which again, it's killing me.
Killing me.
One a week is not enough.
I know it's not enough. I really think that.
I wish we could have a surprise too.
I know. I think next week's episode is going to be his narration. I'm hoping.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
Because I'm dying for that. Ever since you said it, now I'm like, fuck, I really want to hear from his POV.
Yeah.
Needing to.
But what a way to end.
What a
They
way.
always leave you wanting more. God damn it. And I was just like, oh, that little tidbit of that scene is a million times more than anything with her and Jeremiah.
I held my breath. I was holding my breath. And that was so it's been a while, obviously, since we've seen Belly and Conrad really interact.
Yeah.
And so I think with all the Jeremiah and the whatever and the blah, blah, and his mess, just to be compared with it, Conrad just seems so easy and simple.
Yeah.
It's like Conrad, okay, he sees Belly crying, cancels the flight, go downstairs, make her favorite dessert, waits for her to get up, cleans up well, and then says, I'm going to the store, blah, 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 hug, I'm there for you. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. And Jeremiah is just he's in the clouds all the time. Telling her don't go to Paris. It's fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy, yeah.
Crazy.
Also, a tidbit that I thought was, that I saw was pointed out on TikTok. So the dad, Adam, he cheated on Susanna with his secretary, Kaylee. They show that secretary, Kaylee. She's the one that's like, good job, Jeremiah.
Oh, the bitchy one that's Jeremiah, you look so handsome today.
Yeah,
that's bitch?
Yeah, that's the girl, Kaylee.
So is that like a spoiler?
No. So I think it's season 2. Conrad and Belly are on the phone when Conrad's at college, and Conrad's like, you know that my dad cheated on my mom with his secretary?
Oh fuck!
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, her name was Kaylee.
I forgot all fucking about that.
Yeah,
wow,
I know.
So then it sounds like maybe Kaylee's a +1.
Oh, imagine!
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be crazy.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Just another episode in the books. Looking forward to next week.
Leaving us wanting more.
Has me in a chokehold.
Yeah.
Firmly Team Conrad right now. Fuck Jeremiah.
Hell yeah.
Wow. I've never jumped ship so fast. The Paris thing was the nail in the coffin for me.
Hell yeah.
I was on the fence, but I was feeling bad for him. I still have those feelings of feeling bad for the way that his dad treats him or whatever, but it's like, buck up, bro. It's enough.
At this point, you're an adult.
Stop projecting your shit.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
So that's that.
And maybe don't work for your dad if you're going to be
Don't work for your fucking dad. Get a different job.
Yeah.
You clearly aren't meant for this. This is not the world you want to be in.
Yeah.
But okay, hope you guys enjoyed this recap and this long ass episode with the red deep dive as well. Tune into my Harry Potter stream.
Yes,
it's going on right now. It'll be going on all night long. Gia's gonna come watch a little bit with me later.
Yeah.
So I gotta go set up for that. Damn, it's really crept up on me. But until then, we'll see you guys next week.
Love you guys.